horrible.
Leave meeting.
In conclusion, no cannibalism.
Yes.
Oh, then I don't want to join.
Yeah, no, if there's some cannibalism or weaponized jello, I can't join this.
I mean, it's still delicious matzo bread and grape juice.
They
No, I'm only there for the cannibalism.
Wine?
I have my own wine.
We feed this to children. We're not using wine.
The Catholics don't
Kids can
care.
have
The
wine.
kids get wine too.
The Catholics don't care about a lot of things, all right?
The church that I went to let the kids have the wine.
Yep.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
very.
didn't go to church.
I'm sure the.
It's like a sip of wine. Also,
Yeah,
like
I'm
from
sure the
same
alcohol
cup,
content
and
was
that's
also
how you get
super low.
COVID. So
For what it's worth,
no,
Roman
Catholic-
Catholics, also Italian. Yeah, the kids get wine.
Italians.
Yeah, they absolutely get
Yeah,
wine.
you start approaching Orthodox territory when you get there, and
Anyway, we're not here to talk about religion.
oh yeah, sorry. Hi, stream started.
For the record, don't get your kids drunk. That is not okay in where we are. So yeah, don't do that.
Move to France.
Or don't.
Or Germany or Italy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If
So
you're
many
there, you can
pages of
ignore this
notes to flip
disclaimer.
through.
hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. I have clearly forgotten everything. Oh my god. If you're enjoying what we're doing and would like to support the show, we have a Beacons page with all of our affiliate links. We have a coffee. We have a Redbubble, so you can get merch. The merch is super fun. We also have all of our socials on there, so you can keep up with updates about the show or grab a link to the Discord where the chaos never sleeps. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe, but you can join us live weekly, most often on Sundays. We're hopefully getting back to a more regular schedule on Saturdays with Whispers in the Mist after lots of chaos.
We all had a lot of chaos in our lives. Some of it good, some of it
Not good.
bad,
Not good.
traumatic. I don't know, whatever.
Chaos is a neutral force of change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jane Honda. Pieces.
What?
It's my car. She
Oh.
died. She died a month ago. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. So we can have everyone introduce themselves and who they're playing.
Mhm.
This should be an interesting question. Hopefully give us good talking points. Yeah, because that's what we're here for, talking points. If you were coming out onto a stage, what would your entrance song be?
Got it.
Gosh, I don't know.
I
this
figured
one.
Jenna would be first.
Yeah. Well, see, I like to play Roxy because I don't have to think very hard. I just do. It's like get a thought in your head, just do that.
Don't think, just do.
That's it, right? Roxy has smooth brain. We love her.
We
Don't
do
think,
not. There
feel.
is no think.
So I'm Jenna and I play Roxy DeMarco, aka Calamity. And if a song was playing for her entrance, it would be Rough Riders by DMX.
Damn it, Jenna.
I feel like this answer is obvious, but I'll go ahead and go next. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, and I will again be playing Joe Hatathli, aka Coyote. And I feel like the obvious answer for his entrance music would be "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy."
I was gonna say.
Oh, man.
Oh, I was thinking Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh no.
That's
Now,
foul.
but if he does enter to that song, he has to wear the assless chaps. I don't make the rules. I do not make the rules.
At that point, if he's coming out to entrance music in any capacity, I feel like there's some level of absurdity going on in the first place.
I don't know. Maybe Jukebox Justice starts a whole cross-country campaign. I don't know, like American Idol on tour, or like the Dancing with the Stars tour, or just like one of those off-Broadway touring shows. But it's superheroes. Jukebox Justice on Ice.
Okay.
Are you okay, Charlie?
Ice skating show.
I'm gonna make a canon right now that Joe does not know how to ice skate.
Well, he's from fucking Arizona. Why would he?
Let's put this big ass werewolf on some fucking
Yes.
skates and watch him fall on his ass a lot.
It's okay. Silvio covered the rink with glitter, so he'll do everything in his power to
Oh
stay
my
upright.
Motivation.
You can just have Sarah in the wings making transparent shields that catch him every time he's
Yes.
like, just getting, like the buffered back and
bumpers.
forth.
Bumpers
Bowling.
for ice skating. Bumper skating.
Can we move on to somebody else now?
Yeah.
Oh, this is too funny.
I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living. And her entrance song would be Champagne Shit by Janelle Monáe.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that one. Look it up.
I'll go next. I'm Tess. I play Sylvie, aka Valkyrie, and I think currently her entrance song would be Queen of the Kings by Alessandra.
Yeah.
So
All right. I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. I'd say lately her entrance song would be Know Your Enemy by Green Day.
Ooh.
All right.
But sometimes it's Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
And sometimes it's bubblegum bitch.
I could see a case for both of those.
Sometimes all of our entrance song is Wannabe by Spice Girls.
I rolled a 15, so you get a team added to the pool.
Hell yeah.
My entrance song will and always will is and always forever will be Goose Goose Revolution. If you don't know what that is, go listen to it. But not right now. Later. Unless you play it
Finish the stream.
simultaneously with the stream, then that's okay.
Should we have like a 3-minute plus break for them to play Goose Goose Revolution?
Okay,
I
ready?
can always
We just stare into the
pause.
camera for 3
Yeah.
minutes.
Go look it up right now.
Now, why are you still here? Go.
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 it.
What happened last time?
There was a shadow realm.
You
I wasn't here.
You found yourselves. Oh yeah. Elena disappeared.
Oh, nice.
The
I love it when that happens.
We do too. It doesn't cause Roxy anxiety ever.
team entered the Shadow Realm where they found some creeple.
We did. They were creeple.
yes.
Yep, creeple. And they could only be described as having a knockoff human psyche, which unsettled everyone, and I was a big fan of. As the team moved through the streets, they found a rather obvious lab, just called Lab, in the middle of Halcyon, and carefully infiltrated through the back door. Cynthia found out that she could semi-mind control these creeple things and almost got one to kill itself by beating its head in. So that was kind of cool.
That wasn't what I meant to do, but I stand by it.
You know what? We regret nothing.
Yep.
Okay. And as the team ventured to the
Wanted
sublevels
football.
of this lab, they found some of the
Yeah.
people who'd been kidnapped and took out some normal scientists in a rather hilarious fashion, thanks to Sylvie's pheromones. But before they could find everyone, the group was transported back out onto the street where they faced off against Shadow, the
hedgehog?
We wish.
No.
But Roxy did hilariously swing from her cape. like a flag
It's Shadow of the Shadow Realm.
the
The creator, owner, controller of whatever dimension the team found themselves in. And they also had to deal with some copycat heroes and villains from Halcyon in the form of Hecate, Iron Maiden, and Parhelia.
Oh, that's right. We went into a different dimension.
Mhm.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I don't think any of us do.
Elena
Fine.
just dissociated the whole time, so
Yes.
you know.
And look, it's been a long time since I even looked or thought about these notes.
Hasn't it
And
just
your
been like
notes
2
are
weeks?
great,
Never.
though. By the way,
No,
I remember
there's-
the one where you were like, "Unalive everyone who knows I'm the Boston Strangler."
These notes are better.
Oh well, that's good because those notes are ghost partner question mark.
Yeah.
Anyway, Echo was able to convince Shadow to stand down,
Full words.
and she eventually released the rest of the kidnappees.
We weaponized
Um,
Echo's trauma,
Yep.
which I felt like was a really baller move. Honestly.
Like how you're
But Shadow tried to
trying to stay on camera.
quickly usher everyone out of her reality. And then
Yeah.
once they did leave, she kind of just sat down and was lonely.
Take notes.
So, yeah.
Double cat stream.
This stream brought to you by cats.
Precious is
Yay.
somewhere, but she's also not a cat, so you know.
She's honorary cat.
Shadow.
Okay. I could probably go pull up enough cat hair out of the carpet that I could build one.
Mhm.
That's how cat hair
Cat
works.
homunculus.
There's no, you're not getting cat, like the cat hair lives there forever.
Still need to clean out the furniture room. It's fine. It's fine. And I can talk about my lovely new vacuum later.
Did you get a Dyson to get it all out?
No, I got a little green
Oh, okay.
Does it
carpet
suck?
cleaner.
Haha.
Crow.
That hurt my
Mhm.
brain,
Mhm.
actually.
But
That did, yeah. It was pretty bad. We still love you, but
Anyway,
we're exasperated with
meeting.
you.
thank you for joining us tonight. I'm gonna go take a nap.
That's the straw that broke the camel's back with this group. All right.
Bird
Good night.
question mark.
Did you just write nerd question mark?
No, I wrote murder question mark.
Perfect.
Nerd murder.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Maybe.
always the
Murder.
question
Yeah.
in Maria's head is murder? Yes, no, maybe.
Crime, usually. Just kind of
Yeah.
a blanket
Crime,
statement.
it's blanket because that includes murder, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not gonna put my pen anywhere near you because you're gonna eat it.
so should I just leave?
No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. We'll miss you, ghost.
So you all come stumbling question mark. I don't know. You get out. You come out of the portal. You're back in Halcyon.
Aren't we in the middle of Sarah?
Yeah, I was about to say, did
Yeah.
we get deposited in Sarah's clinic with all these
Yes.
people?
You mean Rebecca's clinic?
Rebecca's
Yes.
Yeah, I was
yes,
like, Sarah
yeah.
had a
Yes.
clinic? When did Sarah get a clinic?
No, the other one.
Right next
When
to a
He
giant
built it Sarah's
snake.
clinically insane.
Sarah doesn't
Um,
have a healing bone in her body.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
but she can keep your
You're not wrong
intestines
about that.
intact if you're disemboweled.
Oh, her own at least.
Um,
If you were close enough, she might be able to do it. for
So all of you come tumbling out of the portal back into Rebecca's clinic amidst a crowd of people. And the portal behind you forcefully closes.
Is Spud
Yeah.
still there?
Yeah, Spuds is still there. He's looking a little tired. Coyote, you would probably be able to pick up pretty quickly that Parhelia's also looking really exhausted. You could see she's got a pretty decent sheen of sweat just covering her skin. And is, yeah.
Can I give them a quick healing jolt, at least to get them home?
Sure. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, they did keep this portal open to save our asses, so.
Spuds is looking in slightly better condition than Parhelia, but yeah, Parkelia is very thankful for lifting some of the weariness and fatigue, at least.
Echo's also checking on her, though doesn't have healing at the moment, so can't quite help.
I mean, we can probably flag Rebecca over too.
Probably.
She's
The
just
actual doctor.
emotionally helping, you know? It's very important that she has
Friends.
yeah, friends. Like emotional support
Yeah.
too, you know? When you're exhausted and stuff, you need somebody to lean on.
That's not my strong suit. That's yours, Roxy.
Oh, okay.
But some of the people that you had freed, the kidnappies, are shattering away. A lot of them, well, not a lot of them, but quite a few of them look to be inching towards the door to leave, feeling a little uncertain. So if no one stops them, they will probably
Um,
You
make an
might want to
exit.
collect
She's not-
statements or something.
yeah, she's not going to stop them, but Echo will briefly speak to people before they leave and also just give them instructions on how to contact the team if needed.
Okay.
Go order a
Um,
blue margarita.
Yeah. Also, probably brief statements if they're willing to provide them.
Yeah,
But
I
they've
don't
been through a lot. I
think-
don't think she's going to be pushy.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's super. I don't think anyone would be super resistant to at least like briefly recapping what happened.
Just in case somebody saw or ran into something notable that we didn't.
Yeah, most of them kind of what you'd expect a lot of their accounts matched where they were just, walking along the sidewalk and then a portal opened, they were yanked inside and ended up in the lab. That sort of deal.
Right. Yeah.
Which you'd probably very easily be able to trace. I mean, considering the conversation you had with Shadow, trace to her.
Works for me. Let me know when we get to the point where everybody who isn't at least semi-aware of Echo's identity is cleared out.
It probably takes a little bit just to talk to everybody. Rebecca would also probably make sure that everyone is in good enough condition to get home. But eventually all of the other people who were kidnapped filter out, and it's the team, Rebecca, Spuds, Parkelia.
I think at that point, Cynthia
And
just
Henry.
hugs her sister.
And the scientists?
Still
Yeah,
knocked
we
out.
did. Yeah, Sylvie made sure they were knocked out pretty hard.
Okay. Just making sure they weren't
Roxy had put them in a pile.
Yeah,
in
we'll
a
probably
pile.
we'll probably lock them in a different room too. So
We need a cell in a Mexican restaurant. I don't know
I
who
don't
we
think-
talked to about that, but we should probably get one of our cell things in here.
I don't know if there's, because this is Rebecca's clinic, so I don't think there's anywhere
Oh, we're
really
in Rebecca's clinic. My
I don't
bad.
think there's a secure room you could lock them in.
That's okay. Roxy will just stand on them.
Okay.
I'll stand guard with Rox. You guys.
Yeah, Roxy and Joe will just keep them under control. They'll stare at them menacingly, and weirdly enough, Roxy looking menacing doesn't really look that menacing, and Joe looking menacing is like really menacing, but like, yeah,
they balance each other out.
they do. Because Roxy's just like trying to look menacing, but it just looks adorable.
Okay. But yes, Echo, you can hug Rebecca and she will hug you back.
I don't think she said anything, but she is holding on rather tight.
Yeah. You're still fully, yeah, I'd expect you're still fully costumed.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though you've got the hood up, I think Rebecca probably still like brushes a hand over your head.
I think when that happens, Echo will remember she is fully costumed and take it off, just because it had not really occurred to her.
Okay.
Yeah, it just goes back to hugging her because she doesn't deal well with unexpected losses.
Sure. What are the rest of you doing? Coyote and Calamity, sitting on the scientists.
Sylvie may or may not be ushering a stag out of the clinic right now.
Yes.
And then she'll come back and make sure everyone's healed while there's tender sister bonding moment, but
Mhm.
she won't directly engage. But she also realizes that having the bike stake in the clinic might be something she doesn't want to explain in a couple minutes. So
Yeah. It's not entirely sanitary either, so you know. We can say Elena's here too for
She was holding
convenience
the
sake.
bottle open.
I was here the whole time.
Yeah.
She was just dissociating. It's fine. That's how she copes.
She was just in the background. So if you check every frame, there's just like
Yeah.
one little glimpse. There's like a hand here, some hair there, a little glimpse of
My
yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Mhm.
some gold flashing
Yeah.
around.
Like the heel of her boot, you
Yeah.
Mhm.
know.
Exactly. I think eventually Rebecca probably whispers, "Thank you."
Just glad you're safe.
Me too.
Bye. Sorry.
He
Being
demands
patted.
attention.
He does demand attention. He does the he does this thing where he'll stick his hand or stick his head like that, and then just
Mhm.
like shove my hand with it until I'm petting him.
He is petting himself on your hand.
Yeah, that is exactly what he's
Aegon
doing.
does that to some degree too, and Sparrow will actually grab your hand with his little paws and put it to his face
Oh my god,
when he
that's
wants pets.
adorable.
Yeah, it's very cute. Hey, you come here.
Yeah. Still quietly, Cynthia will say, "How'd this happen?"
You mean how I got taken?
Yeah.
I was just in the clinic working. It was pretty late, so I was taking stock of inventory and working on closing up when there was a whooshing sound behind me, and I was being pulled through some purple tunnel of light.
What happened while you were there?
Really just a lot of poking and prodding. They're trying to get answers on how my powers worked. Seemed to
Did they
be
get them?
not from what I could tell. I mean, I didn't have much to say other than I can heal people, but most people know I can heal people. If they were looking for some biological information on how it worked, I don't think they got it.
Don't suppose you ever heard anything useful? Well, that's not yours. While you were there.
Nothing that would really think, help much. I heard the sounds of some not great, a bit of an understatement, some not great things happening, but no names of people involved or what their next moves are. No leads on the organization itself.
Yeah. The most I know is that Dad's got some ties to them still, active ones.
I find it less likely that he knew all the details about this. Or maybe he did.
You'll understand why I'm predisposed towards thinking the worst in this kind of situation.
I understand, but I also find it a little strange that his attitude towards me would shift so suddenly.
He would have done something sooner if he planned to do something.
Or there would have been a gradual shift. Noticeable enough to have reached this point of escalation. I would think.
You're probably right. It's not like I want the relationship that I have with him for you.
I hope you know this, but for what it's worth, I hate how he treated you, continues to treat you, so I don't want it for you either.
I already crossed that bridge.
I know.
I don't think he can fix what he had done to me. So I consider it a moot point.
I understand.
I'm glad you're safe, she says again. Kind of at a loss for where else to go with that, because it's probably disengaging with that conversation or start yelling. She doesn't particularly want to yell at her sister.
And what's your next move? I don't know if there's anything I can really offer or do to help, but if there is,
I'm not sure. I do think you're right that he probably wasn't directly involved in at least this. We were casing the police station, and he came down there demanding to know why there wasn't more progress into investigating her disappearance, which In theory, could be something he'd do to cover a track, but doesn't necessarily seem like his style. So, leads on the organization itself, a little more spotty. From the people I talk to, nobody seems to know much about them or who exactly is in charge. So I'm not sure.
I'm sure they're intent on keeping it that vague and shady.
They'll try. You probably should go talk to him, though, before he, I don't know, gets half the police department fired. Though God knows half of them probably deserve it.
Yeah. Um, if you and your friends need a place to rest, you can stay here for a while.
Thank you. And she'll just hug her again because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you both reach out at the same time and just
yeah.
hug.
Yeah, with that resolved, I think eventually Echo kind of just retreats to a corner and is just contemplating.
Okay. Yeah, once you finish hugging, Rebecca will make her exit.
Question, Charlie.
Yeah.
How much of that would I have been able to hear?
Oh, well, how much are you eavesdropping on?
Moderate to high amount.
Then probably all of it, because the clinic's not that big. Nor does it have superpower protections.
Echo wasn't trying to be particularly subtle, but she wasn't being loud either.
Yeah. I feel like Roxy would definitely notice the sort of like shift in Joe as his ears are just sort of like twitching at the wall.
What's going on, Coyote?
Nothing, just thinking.
About?
I mean, there's no way. Like, Cynthia's dad is a dick, but he would not send Normal after Rebecca, right? Like, he came into the police
he
station
sent him
angry
after
about it.
after Cynthia. Yeah, but he's angry all the time. That's not really like that's his baseline. His baseline is being angry and entitled. That's like how he is, you know?
I guess.
Are you within, like, near the vicinity of everyone else? Like, Sylvie,
We're in a
Elena?
separate room, I think.
Yeah, we're with the pile of scientists.
So we're having like a separate conversation. I think Joe could just overhear.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of in a weird position because he's taking kind of a harsh stance against people with powers, and he's got two daughters with powers. So that publicly have powers. And I don't know if he might just be trying to garner sympathy, or I don't know. Maybe this was all a trap, and he meant for this to go horribly wrong for us, and I don't know. He's very diabolical or something like that.
But okay, follow me here.
Okay.
if
I'll try.
normal just took Rebecca without his want, knowledge, anything, I mean, they basically just kicked him in the dick, right?
They might have. You know, when you stop being sketchy and then you like collaborate with other sketchy people, like sketchy shit happens, and you really shouldn't be surprised when they stab you in the back. He kind of gave them all the power by giving them the list. That's what they wanted, you know?
But he wants power himself.
Yeah, now they're gonna fight each other. I'm guessing that Normal's gonna win that fight, though.
Maybe.
I mean, he's just like a city councilman. He's rich as fuck, but they've got like guns and scientists and shit. They've got like SWAT teams. Yeah.
Fair point.
We might have to defend the city against another cult. A science cult.
Well, at least this time round, I have whatever that was. Do you see me out there?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I've been
And I got-
trying to, like, light it up again, but I can't get it to work.
Nerves, you know, it happens to everybody. Roxy says, definitely not being facetious. No, I think you'll get a hang of your powers. The new powers, we don't always know how they work, right? Like I just randomly sometimes have done some weird shit. The lightning shit seems to be a little bit more like consistent than the other weird stuff that I've done, but you know,
It's true, I guess.
my panic powers. Maybe you need a certain level of panic. That's when I do the weird shit.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
Aren't you really like anxious all the time though?
Yeah, and I still haven't gotten them to work up until now, which
Oh, maybe panic is not your thing then. Maybe anger. You were really
I mean-
angry. Oh, you know what? It's when your savior complex gets tripped. Because you were mad that like something happened to Henry, right?
well, I mean, the first time something like this happened was against the Alpha, and I was more, I guess, sad.
Oh, maybe you should try getting sad then.
But like, I wasn't sad this time. I was scared shitless.
Oh, you're gonna have to work that out in therapy, dude. If your powers are connected to your emotions and all of them, not just like one emotion, you can't just like trigger it when you need it. Like mine is really handy because they're panic powers. So when things start hitting the fan, I just like stop panicking and then do whatever feels natural, and then that has worked a couple times. I don't know. It's like instinct. I just like move on instinct, you know? I don't really think it through too much. I just do.
And I didn't really know what I was doing in either case. I just did.
Maybe it's when there's too much of the brain hormones for stress in your brain. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. This is
Do you have,
really
like,
high
vials of
level
that? Can we
science,
just
and I
like
don't know.
stick it in me and see what happens?
A what?
Like a vial of whatever that is?
Whatever what is.
The stress homophone, whatever you said it was.
Ah, crap. We're just like, instead of actually using the brain cell, we're playing ping pong with it. That's my visual representation of this conversation between Joe and Rox. Okay, anyways, yeah, so maybe I bet you Henry knows what like the hormones would be, and then like if there was like some sort of fake version of it or something that we could like, or if we could get some of it, I'm not sure. Maybe they could extract it from me because I'll just make more, probably. Probably.
I mean, I'm also kind of sitting here wondering if maybe we could just have Cynthia copy me and see if she just has access to everything.
That's not a bad idea. She's got a really good brain.
Of course, we also don't know everything that I can potentially do, so if she did that,
It also
maybe
could
we'd
be
all just
dangerous.
explode.
Yeah. Ooh. I think we're gonna have to talk this over with the brain trust, you know?
Yeah.
I'll get Henry and Cynthia and Elena and Sylvie to help us figure out this plan. But that's a good idea. I think it would be good if we learned more about your power, because then, you know, maybe you could help fight normal or the Fae. Because it seems like we're always saving the city from two occult-like entities.
This is not mine this time round.
Hey, yeah, we defeated your cult. High five.
That's what?
I don't think I have a cult, but I might.
No, you just have some shadow organization after you.
Yeah, that's not terrifying at all because I don't know
Which-
who they are.
Actually,
or
we
who
should
they're
probably come up with a
associated
new name for them, considering we just, like, came from a shadow dimension with a shadow person in it.
How about Shady Organization?
I guess, but, like, that's more of just, like, a general... We should probably just come up with a name for them until we, like, learn what they're actually called.
Okay.
Maybe, like...
The Clone Squad.
yeah. Clone
Yeah.
Squad's not bad.
All right.
Most
Deep thoughts
mediocre
with Joe.
name.
Ping pong with the
The
brain
Clone
cell.
Squad. Yeah, that's a great name.
Look,
Some
all of the
2-bit
brain
circus
cells
act.
left the room or are unconscious on the floor. There's Roxy, the Shimbo, Himbo. They have the greatest plans. It's you know.
I mean, for the record, the brain cells that are unconscious on the floor, I don't know if when they come back to consciousness, they'll have the brain cell to begin with. So I'm not entirely sure how badly we scrambled theirs.
Yeah, that's true.
Could ask them for name recommendations.
Yeah, they might know a scientist who does know. But it might not be a bad idea to question these guys to see if they're related to the Clone Squad, because maybe it's all part of the same organization, which
That'd be convenient, but I doubt we're
yes
that
and
lucky.
no. You know, we'll see.
But also, the two of us are relatively good with people. I don't think you need to be a good with people person if you're going to be interrogating people. That feels like... I don't know, that feels like not a good way to get information out of someone.
To just like be super friendly until they tell you stuff.
Yeah.
I think you'd be really shocked at how much you could get out of somebody when they think you're dumb.
Alright.
And friendly, you know?
Still, I feel like Cynthia, at the very least, should be involved in whatever...
Yeah, I think that it would be good if one of us talked to them and then she from the other room reads their thoughts.
Or, Sylvie, who can literally just, like, make them, I don't know, fall in love with her for a little bit.
Horny for her, yeah.
Yeah.
All I got is electric shock therapy, so.
Yeah, judging by what goes on
And
in the silence, I feel like
niceness,
that's
so
a bad way to get information out of their brains.
Yeah. So my options aren't the go-to options, you know. It's either I can be really nice and bubbly. We could do good cop, bad cop.
Wait, but hang on. So would you be the good cop or the bad cop?
I can't be the bad cop.
But you were just saying how you could like shock people and it like hurt a lot.
Do you want me to shock people? That like,
No, but like,
but you're scary, dude.
I mean, yeah.
You got claws and teeth and stuff. You could be a little more intimidating than I can, unless I like do something really strong in front of him or like pretend I'm gonna shock him. I don't know that I trust myself enough to just shock him a little, just to hurt, not to put him out or do serious damage. So like I don't, like I think it was fine with Iron Maiden because she was all like metal. Actually, I don't know how it all worked. But I don't think I did any permanent damage because she's tough or whatever.
I mean, yeah, if you've seen any of the news footage of her, I'm fairly certain she was perfectly fine after that.
I mean, she's pissed at me, but that's
yeah. I hope she got home okay. We really should have taken those cuffs off.
Nobody told me to take the cuffs off.
I know, but like, maybe that should just be standard practice if we're dropping people off in the middle of nowhere from now on.
Okay, maybe you should write a handbook.
We really should have a handbook. You know what? Is there a handbook?
You had a playbook. Why don't we have a handbook?
I'm kind of shit with the typewriter, though.
You're talking to the wrong person right here. I'm not any better with a typewriter. We could write it on a chalkboard. I know how to do that.
But you can't put a whole book on a chalkboard. It's too much space.
We probably could. There's a lot of chalkboards.
But then, like, how are you supposed to like take it with you?
That's valid. See, I don't think that. I didn't think all that through.
I feel like this conversation continues in this vein.
In this, like, just what are they talking about? Like,
this conversation only
if
makes
Cynthia
sense to the two of
listens
them.
in, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Like one scientist has woken up and is just like going back and forth between the two of us.
And he's just
like,
pretending to sleep so he doesn't have. He's like, knock me back out, please.
I already had a migraine, but what the shit are the two of you on?
Senseless babble.
But yeah, if someone else wants to do something.
Well, I imagine Cynthia would eventually rejoin the group after Rebecca leaves.
Eventually, when she does the head covering and hood her back up.
Okay.
She walks over to the scientists. They're still tied up, and one of them is maybe awake but pretending to be unconscious.
Sure. Why not? The others are unconscious. They're all tied up and gagged. I think blindfolded too.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was just going off of the joke from Calamity and Coyote's conversation that one of them was awake and pretending to be asleep to not have to engage with that.
yeah.
Why do I feel like Cynthia comes in on the line of, but like it's got two pieces of bread, so it has to be a sandwich.
Yeah. They're now debating sandwich, whether it's a submarine or a sandwich.
But
Is
then
a
it's
hot
also kind
dog
of a
a sandwich?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's like pure brain rot conversation.
Like,
Is
ow.
bread a sandwich? Is it between itself?
Technically speaking, a sandwich requires a filling.
The filling is bread.
Do we want to go into this? Because I have a lot of opinions.
Save it for another
All
time.
right. I'm just gonna turn myself off and walk away for 20
minutes.
minutes. Feel free to do whatever you're gonna do.
Give it up.
No,
I could go get some caffeine.
Will post a link.
We'll review the link
Echo
later.
will walk to the scientists and then turn to the rest of the team and say, whatever we're going to do, we shouldn't do it here. I don't want my
Mhm.
sister implicated in any of this.
Absolutely. We should get these science guys.
Or well,
Ah.
retconning, she doesn't say her sister
I was
because
about to
one of them might be
say.
awake.
Mm.
She'll say, I don't want
Them here
anyone
when
to be
she-
implicated in this.
I don't want her. Yeah. Okay.
Seeing as one of them is pretending to be knocked out, but is in fact awake, Sylvie will gently prod that one with her boot. And
Is he?
to prove a point,
Good thing he got all this gold information from Roxy and Joe while they are debating sandwiches.
pretty sure he's wishing he wasn't, but
It's enough to make you want to smack your own head on the floor. Like, just. They are debating, and it's ridiculous.
I will also voice my vote for finding a much more private location where we can continue
Take it to
our
a
information gathering.
safe house or
Echo.
warehouse or somewhere.
Junkyard.
Warehouse.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
You
much
need
more
a
private.
cell, right? Yeah. No. You good. Good thinking.
Echo, with the aid of telekinesis, hefts one of them over her shoulder because she wants to get move on. She's just walking out the door because this can keep going if you want it to.
Roxy.
Elena
is,
will levitate some and just follow Echo.
Roxy's gonna grab the one that Sylvie was prodding with her boot and just drag him a little, and then.
Oh my God.
Like she's not strong enough to pick him up with a finger.
I know, and then she thinks about it, and then she just like a sack of potatoes over her shoulder, and just.
Someone
All
can
right,
also
grab one, Coyote.
the filing cabinet that we pulled out.
Yes.
I got it. Got like a scientist under one arm and the filing cabinet under another.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. I'd imagine there's a tunnel entrance somewhere near the clinic, so Echo's gonna head down there so they're not traveling above ground with prisoners?
Hostages.
Question mark hostages.
Oh.
And she's gonna lead towards probably not one you've been to before, but one of the warehouses on the outskirts of town. Let's say near the south side of the city.
Mm-hmm.
One that has containment cells.
Toby
Roxy's
probably
just
bites
following
one of the
Cynthia.
scientists as you guys walk by.
Yes.
Quick question. Spuds, Parhelia, and Rivette, are they coming with us or do they
Yeah.
split off now that they're
Dealer's
like...
choice. Cynthia will invite them if they want to come, but I don't have to.
I think they'd all probably tag along.
All right. More eyes on these people.
I mean, Toby can carry two of them, Sylvie can fly. As long as you give her an idea of where she's going.
Elena can float all of them.
That's
I
also
really
true.
wanted to.
We have multiple people with multiple powers that can work here.
Mhm.
One way or
Occasionally just-
another, we get to the warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Echo is gonna put them in. I think we grabbed 3. Do we have more than that?
Kept like 5, I think.
Holy shit. She's gonna put each of them in a separate cell.
Mhm.
Okay.
They're still gagged and blindfolded,
Mhm.
but she'll ask Cynthia. She is Cynthia. She'll ask Sylvie
Ask
to.
I ask myself to untie them.
No, she'll ask. She's gonna keep them tied up for now, but she's gonna ask Sylvie to lay off the pheromones, just so they will eventually start waking up more fully.
Do you want me to forcibly clear it from their system?
No,
Okay.
I'd rather they come to slowly and realize what situation they're in.
Well, I like that. Like the
Yeah.
building panic and anticipation of like whatever bad stuff they think's gonna happen to them, and I like that. You're so smart.
People who treat their prisoners in certain ways will probably expect the same treatment to be applied to them.
Is that like reverse psychology?
I don't think so.
Okay.
more using their expectations to our advantage. They'll probably be expecting torture. I'd prefer to not go that route, since it's an less than reliable source of gaining information.
I would think we wouldn't go that route because we're the good guys, but okay.
That's
It's
also
not
a fair
really
point.
torture. It's like just
It's also messy.
Coyote, I think you hear very barely audibly. Parhelia huffs a laugh.
It's less about torture and more they're probably anticipating it.
it's using the expectations to get them to modify their behavior.
Okay.
I'm not planning to torture anybody.
But if they think we're going to torture them, they might act in a different way than they would if they just think they're safe.
Also that. But for what it's worth, I wouldn't need to. She walks off.
Oh boy.
It's because I can shock them.
That's not quite what she was getting at, but fair enough. She leaves them to their devices and she's gonna go make a report to Hecate about what happened.
I'm assuming over the comms.
I feel like
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
some of the warehouses probably have like a smaller sort of setup that links up to the main like comm network.
Like a
Makes it a little bit
communications room.
easier. Yeah,
Kind of like a ham radio situation, but more secure.
I love that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jenna, what you were saying?
No, I was going to say, she said that because in reality, she doesn't have to torture them, just leaving them there with Joe and Roxy to continue debating the sandwiches.
That might actually be a
That
form
might
of cruel and
be
unusual
the
punishment.
most cruel and unusual punishment.
Elena allows it to happen.
Elena's like, yep. Suffer, science nerds.
But no, if you have like butter on the piece of bread that's in between the pieces of bread, then it does have a filling, so it is a sandwich. It's not just bread.
Does that make a donut a sandwich?
But that's not like that. Listen, my mother
Or would
would
it be a
never
No,
call that a
donut's a
sandwich, Joe. My
Donut's a
mother would
calzone.
never. Coyote, my mother she would turn over. She's not dead, but she might die if you suggest that butter between two pieces of bread is a sandwich.
Well, like,
Add
it
some
kinda
ham and
is.
that's a sandwich in Paris.
It's 100% a yes.
He is also
Hey,
a college
hey.
student.
But yeah, I imagine Joe and Roxy are just continuing this, and it is torturous. And I don't know that that's what Cynthia meant, but in my head, I'm like, yeah. She's like, I don't have to torture them. They're gonna crack after having to listen to these two knuckleheads go on about that conversation for a while.
I feel
They'll
like
welcome the sweet embrace of
Sylvie
death soon.
looks at the one guy that is still awake, says good luck, and walks off in a different direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Captain reached into my dice tray and knocked my dice on the floor. Just
Nah.
scooped them out.
He
and
wanted to
yeeted 'em.
roll.
Yeah,
Apparently.
you're just
What'd he
trying to
roll?
win
Like a
at
5
games.
Mm,
Not very good, Captain.
on one die. Like he only managed to actually get one out.
Mm.
So not terrible.
Was it a D6?
Yeah.
Oh, well then a 5 is actually really good. I thought we were talking D20, and I'm like, dang, Captain.
Nah, this game uses D6s.
I think in one corner of the warehouse, Parhelia has just made a low-hanging shield and is just sitting on the edge of the shield.
Yes.
But anyway, Coyote.
I do think at some point Joe will like say that he needs to use the restroom or something to sort of leave Roxy for a second. Where is Elena?
She's with y'all in the room, occasionally adding opinions. just to
To the
things
bread.
she knows will rile Calamity up.
Are you gently annoying your girlfriend again?
Taking Coyote's side and then immediately flipping just to keep the argument going to torture these poor people.
Who knew that Elena was the most devious of us all?
But I do think as he's exiting the room, he would sort of say to Elena in sort of a low tone, "Can I talk with you for a second?"
Yeah. So follow him out.
And there's kind of an immediate mood shift in Joe. As he seems very thoughtful, not in like the joking way with the sandwich, but more like he's actually thinking about something. I want your opinion on something, because I think you would know Cynthia better than me overall.
Sure. What is it?
Do you think she'd want to take her dad or Normal down more?
Oh, that is a good question.
Yes.
Yeah, both.
But if hypothetically there had to be a choice,
I don't. If there had to be a choice, still both. Is that not an option? Because they might be one and the same.
maybe. Or maybe we have an opportunity to take one of them out of the picture for good.
The bigger threat would be the one she chooses. I think, regardless of if personal feelings on the matter, the bigger threat would be the best choice.
I am not in any way not considering the fact that either of these would be extremely personal choices for her for goddamn good reason. But we have been dealing with people hiding behind anonymity and laws and all sorts of bullshit basically since I joined the team. And I think we've got a really good chance to yank one of them out of the shadows and into the light here, but as far as I can figure, we would have to let the other one go in some way.
Hmm.
So, which would we go for? Or which would she go for?
Whoever poses the most threat at the time. I would say with Councilman Evans trying to out all the supers, that would probably be a bigger threat than we don't know what Normal is up to besides kidnapping people. But outing an entire population of people, that just puts everybody in danger.
I'm not so convinced. Evans is grade A asshole, but as Penry pretty well demonstrated, pretty much everyone's against him.
Is that true?
And he's also proven to actually stick true to his horrible morals. Whereas Normal just used Shadow to do all of this.
Then that would be the bigger threat.
Yeah. I really miss the days where I just punched up muggers sometimes.
You can only go, well, no, that's not true. You can go down in this line of work, but you can really, after a while, you only just kind of go straight to the top. And now you're taking on shadow organizations, on werewolf cults, super scientists.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted somebody to talk to about this. You're kind of the most level-headed out of everybody.
It's called
Plus-
disassociation.
You know,
Level-headedness is subjective here.
yeah.
I still think hot dogs count as tacos, so.
I mean, I agree. Like, it's literally the same shape as a taco. It's just like really,
A taco is a sandwich.
It's not.
but it's not. It's one contiguous bread. Thanks, Elena.
Bitte. She'll offer Joe a hug.
He'll take it. And Joe will head off.
Elena goes back to the room to babysit Roxy, babysitting the scientists.
Roxy is just sort of doing handstands and things like that. Like one-handed push-ups on a handstand. She's bored.
Sylvia's probably spotting her to make sure she doesn't crash into a scientist or anything. Should she lose her balance?
Yeah. Which is possible.
Okay.
And also keeping track of which ones are slowly waking up to notify Echo when they are awake and semi-coherent.
I think it's probably gonna take a while because I think none of them are used to being knocked out with pheromones, so it's kind of like a really bad trip and having to deal with like a drug leaving your system type deal.
Yeah, we did drug them a couple
Multiple
of
times.
Yeah. Pretty continuously actually. Yeah, so things are quiet for a while. But I think it's a little bit early, but I think that'd be a good time to take a break before getting into anything super involved. So
Okay.
All
All right.
also because Precious is making noise downstairs and I need to go
She's
find out what
spider
that's
hunting.
about. No. She's flipping her bowls around. That's what it is.
Has she calmed down?
I don't know.
No, never.
Find out.
Not
Never.
since you moved in, no.
I guess a little bit, but anyway.
Still not
Stay tuned to
adjusted
find
well.
out after the
Yeah.
break.
Stay tuned after these messages.
We'll be back in
From
like
our sponsors.
10 minutes.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. I really need to tell you something. 'Cause I feel alone in a room, surrounded by people I wanna know.
I'm looking at you. I'm trying to get your attention. Can I come close? I don't know how to play this. Our hands touch once or twice, feeling kind of hypnotized. I'm looking at you and I feel the tension. You know, this could be like heaven. I am right here, doing my best to make you feel like I do. And just for a second, you're looking at me, making me feel like maybe you want this too. Give me your attention. I'm trying to breathe, but the air feels just like water. You're making me weak now. What doesn't kill you makes you. Our hands touch once or twice. We should let them intertwine. I'm looking at you and I feel the tension. You know, this could be like heaven. I am right here, doing my best to make you feel like I do. And just for a second, show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall on.
80-foot tall wolf sitting right in front of us. You had just had a wolf inside of you, like literally inside of you, but not like in a fun way, but like in a not fun way. And
What
you
is
know,
the fun way?
No.
ask
it is-
Henry.
You are not
elaborate,
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
This is not that kind of campaign.
No.
We are not playing Monster
That's for
Heart.
monsters.
Oh.
Oh, and they're just like, no, it's bags. I'm just like,
And you have to say
Oh.
it like that too.
Bags.
The that's a very Wisconsin dialect
Yep.
thing. Bags.
It's just cornhole.
Bags. Well,
Ouch.
no, it like ladder golf is not ladder golf here. It's testy toss. It's different. 'Cause it's from Wisconsin, and we're all drunk.
Pause.
We're all drunk while we do it.
Like, oh no, my phone. Well, looks like I only have you to talk to, Salvatore.
Is that a threat?
That's a promise.
Is it?
And that is the garbage plate, which I had to look this up because I forgot everything that goes in one. I've never eaten one. The fact that I know their existence is a curse.
Yes.
A traditional plate is your choice of cheeseburger, hamburger, Italian sausages, steak, chicken, red hots, served on top of any combination of home fries, french fries, baked beans, and/or macaroni salad, and then topped with hot sauce, sometimes also topped with optional mustard and onions. It's usually served with a slice of buttered bread.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the garbage plate.
That's
It's
gonna
a
be our
very
new
apt
ladies and
name.
gentlemen, the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the garbage.
Sylvie were told by Natalie yet, but I think I'm changing the code name. I'm gonna be Magic Werewolf Man. Figured I'd go with Coyote.
Yep. You just hop a couple times.
Huh.
Nope.
Doesn't
Maybe
look
it's the
like it.
pose. Try a couple more.
Yes.
Huh. Whew.
Yes.
Huh.
Is Elena just watching this?
I
I love it.
don't think it.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life. Show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, this is all we got. Show me love. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes, get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.
All right. Coyote,
Yeah.
were you going to stick around or?
I am going to find like a workbench or something.
Okay.
I am going to set my communicator on it.
Okay.
And then I am going to head towards City Hall.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Well, fuck.
And I'm going
Alright.
to try to slip out unnoticed.
Roll perception.
Well. Hmm. Okay. You slip out of the warehouse. And start heading down the street. Are you trying to like sticking to alleyways and keeping out of?
Yeah.
Or, like, heading
I'm
up
not
to
just
rooftop-
walking on the street
rooftops?
like
Okay.
I am.
You make it a couple blocks before a voice above you says, Well. Where do you think you're going? And Parhelia nimbly jumps down in front of you.
I have a discussion to have with someone.
Oh, not suspicious at all. A discussion that you're not telling the rest of the team about?
Not telling Cynthia about.
And I'm guessing this is a person that if any of the rest of the team knew about, they would blab to her about.
Or try to stop me. Listen, all right? I know I'm kind of a pain in the ass when it comes to doing the right thing.
You're loosening up a bit.
Trying. But I think in this instance, we need to make sure that the enemy of our enemy is, at least for the time being, our friend.
So, you're going to try and convince Councilman Dickbag to side with you.
I don't know about side with us, but
Temporary alliance.
if he's anything like Cynthia, he's got information on Normal. Information we can use.
Perhaps. And what's your plan if he doesn't cooperate?
Hadn't really got that far.
Yeah, right. Contingency plans, not always your thing.
For the record, me going on my gut feeling recently has been going really well, weirdly, so... Plus, I know that if I actually tried to propose this idea to Cynthia, there's no way in hell she'd agree to it. Even if it was the right play.
So instead, you sneak around behind her back. Not sure that's the wisest move, buddy.
Well, I think at this point it's kind of your move. Not exactly a mystery that you could shut me down pretty hard if you wanted to. Or you could even just tell Cynthia all of this, but I also know that in stark contrast to me, you recognize that sometimes the wrong thing needs to be done for the right reasons.
I'm familiar with the concept, yes. And you're right, I could tell Cynthia right now if I wanted. But I'm admittedly insanely curious as to how this is gonna play out. So let's get to it.
Oh,
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no, I'm not letting you go on your own. Because if
Okay,
I know
then.
that something's happening and you get arrested or some other shit, then Cynthia's gonna be mad at me and,
I think she's gonna be pissed at both of us after this, but
slightly less pissed if it doesn't work out.
all right then.
And, if it goes real south, we could always kill him, right?
No, we're not doing that.
She just laughs and walks away.
You weren't serious, right? Follows after her.
She doesn't respond to your question.
Oh boy. But yeah. Head to City Hall.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't remember. I think it was maybe sometime in the evening. I don't remember what the established time was.
I don't know what time passage was in comparison to like outside world, but I know that we came in like duskish, I think.
Okay. It was time was passing at the same rate.
Okay.
So we'll say it's probably 10, 11 p.m. at this point. So kind of late.
All right.
Yeah, but that means that there is very little traffic around City Hall. So it is not too difficult to approach.
All right. I'll extend the healing, or not healing, hearing feelers out and see if I can hear Councilman Evans anywhere.
No, I don't think he would be here at this time. You probably catch wind of a night guard at City Hall, but that's about it.
Now we're gonna have to break into a house. Okay. City Hall's one thing. I've broken into City Hall before, but no, I have to go break into a damn house.
It's all the same. Really, when you get down to it.
Houses feel way more personal.
Slightly less illegal, though.
Weirdly.
Joe's just crossing all his own boundaries tonight.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, do I know roughly where the Evans estate is?
I don't think so. But Parhelia does.
So I don't actually know where the Evans live.
She makes a decent sized shield and jumps on and looks at you. She'll pat the shield. Come on.
patronize me. I'll climb on.
Well, there were no seatbelts on this thing, so hold on tight, and she'll like fly up into the air.
Okay.
Very much think of the magic carpet ride from Aladdin a little bit. She throws in a couple of twirls and loops in there for good measure.
As unstable as he is on here, I think Joe is having a slight bit of fun.
You're never like occasionally it might feel like you're about to fall off, but you're never really in danger of falling off.
Yeah.
But you see as Halcyon falls away slightly below you, and you head more towards the outskirts of the town where a lot of the big mansions are, and start to approach one in particular.
This is actually Yevon's place, right? You didn't just Shanghai me into robbing some random rich person, did you?
Okay. I'm a professional. There's no way in hell I'm letting you get close to any of my jobs. You
I'm
do
gonna take
not.
that as a compliment.
To each their own.
All right, let's try this again. Again, reach out with hearing, see if I can't pick out John Evans in specific.
You do this time. And you also you hear him talking and he sounds very relieved, and you pick up some other voices and it sounds like he is speaking to his wife as well as Rebecca. Seems they have convened at the house now that she's returned.
Okay. Do you know the layout of the house at all?
Cynthia. I do not expect that Sarah's ever been inside the Evans household.
I would not think so, no.
Would you have ever I don't think there would ever be a case for this, but I don't know what Cynthia's mindset might be. Do you think Cynthia ever would have like just shown her blueprints or described the layout of the house at all?
I don't think she'd have had a reason to.
Okay. That's sort of what
Um,
I'm thinking.
Historically, she's tried very hard to keep work and her civilian life separate.
Fair enough. Aurelia shrugs and says, "Nope. All I know is the address."
All right. Let me down. We need to find his study.
Okay. She flies over behind the manor and lands in an area of shadow in the backyard. The good thing about rich people is they love their hedges.
Yeah. Sam says it's like a privacy thing. I just think people want to keep secrets.
Yes.
I guess you know better than me.
You mean the secrets or the rich people thing? Because I don't come from money.
I feel like Joe like turns around to look at her a little surprised at that. Huh.
You think I give? Do I? My God, Do I give off rich people vibes?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, you kind of act like some of the other kids I've met at like parties.
A grave
I
insult.
just sort of figured.
Ugh.
R.I.P. Joe.
Is Joe gonna get stabbed before he ends up in this house?
Killed by
Likely, yeah.
a friendly NPC.
Sorry. Guess that's what I get for assuming.
Is it just my penchant for stealing? Is that what it is?
I mean, like a little bit, but also you just kind of have like this, like self-assured, I'm better than you energy going on.
Okay, but I have skills. I have the credentials to bag that up.
I mean, a lot of the rich kids think they do too.
You've seen me in action.
Yeah. And you're good, and honestly, your power's really cool.
Yet you still think I have rich kid vibes.
I'm gonna go break into this house now. This conversation got weird.
I need a shower.
I think they'd notice that. We can shower after this.
Okay, fine. You don't get ahead of yourself. Do you even know how to pick a lock? Come on.
No, but I know how to sneak in a window.
Oh boy. Actually, maybe we should fly up to the second floor and see what's going on there first.
Yeah.
Sarah will reconjure the shield and gently. This one had created this one with a much darker hue, and
I didn't know you could change the color. Cool.
I can do a lot of things. And gently float the two of you up to one of the second story windows. And she'll you see the first one you come upon has some curtains drawn. And she comes up next to it and tries to like look around a little bit. Not seeing any light reflections, so lights are probably off in there. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of anything else. And she'll hover over to another window. Oh. Her brow wrinkles as she looks through the window of this one, and you can see that it's a bedroom. Lots of frills. Garish pink. Ew.
I don't know that much about Rebecca, but this doesn't feel like it vibes with either of them.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
think
god, they
either.
don't have a third kid, do they?
Thankfully, no. Yeah, I don't think either of them had much choice of room decor, if we're being honest.
Yeesh, I grew up in the backseat of a car and I at least got my action figures.
Well, at least from the few bits that I've gathered, you didn't really have controlling parents, so.
Yeah, I'm becoming more grateful about that every day, I think.
There's a lot of shitty parents in the world. Anyway, there's another potential option. I don't really know where it leads, though. Let's check the others. And then very slowly, Sarah will continue to float around the windows on the second floor, adding commentary here and there. And when you get to
Any
the
any sign of like a study-ish area?
not that you see, when you get to the end, Sarah will say, "Okay, got a decent layout of the upper floor. Thinking the room with the curtains is probably our best starting point."
All right. Yes, follow your lead on this one.
She'll float back around to the window with the curtains and pull out some tools and get to work.
Hang on. I feel like Joe just like wedges claws in there and just kind of. Like I said, I know how to get a window open.
Passable, I guess. She'll store her tools away and very gently part the curtains, and you can see that inside is the lights are off. There's a large desk, several bookshelves. Bingo.
Here we go. Okay.
Sarah will slip through first, kind of jumping gracefully through the window, and even with your super hearing, she barely makes a sound. You coming?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming. And Joe will clamber in. Not, I don't think as quietly, but he is also fairly quiet, especially for his size.
Mm-hmm. Once you're inside, Sarah makes the shield floating outside disappear. And she will pull the curtains almost all the way closed, but just leaves a little bit of a gap to see outside.
Okay. So. Probably want to meet him in here because he's probably not going to have anyone else with him. How do we make this not scary?
If you go make a fucking appointment at City Hall when he's got office hours, that's how you make this not scary.
This is supposed to be like underhanded. You're not just going to show up at office hours.
He's literally showing up at 10 o'clock at night in his study. How is this not going to be threatening in any way? What?
I guess.
Look, we can leave now and take a different approach.
No, but he's probably going to come in here tonight, right?
Maybe. There's no guarantee. Could be a couple hours.
How good are you at hiding?
I am excellent at sneaking around.
Okay, I've got an idea.
Oh boy.
And Joe will reach under his poncho and he will pull one of the files that he took out of the filing cabinet that he was carrying.
Okay.
And he will set it very prominently on the desk. And then he will listen at the door to make sure that there isn't anyone immediately on the other side.
Hallway seems empty.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull this open a crack and leave the light on. That'll hopefully get him to come over here. We'll hide up above. Close the door behind him quietly, then we can talk.
Not threatening.
Hey, she said non-threatening wasn't gonna work.
He needs a lesson in crime.
So many lessons in crime.
Look,
Oh.
Roxy's 100%. She doesn't know about this plan, but she's been wanting to intimidate him for a long time. Not that she's super intimidating until she starts picking up heavy shit and breaking things. Whatever. Anyways, go on.
All right. Sure. Let's give this a try. And she will conjure another shield. And instruct you to get on it before pulling the door open a crack. Doing so very silently. And she'll turn the lights on and then hop on the shield next to you and lift the shield up to the ceiling. Like right to the side of the door, so you're against that like initial wall.
Can you actually like change the color of this so that it like matches the walls?
I can't make it a solid color. It's going to be see-through.
Okay.
I can make it brown and stand out less, but it's not going to conceal us.
I was just wondering if you could do like a camouflage thing, but it's fine. It's fine.
Sure. And the two of you can wait. Is Coyote going to engage in small talk or just sit quietly?
I think he's more just going over in his head what he's gonna say. And is also just quietly like, I really hope I get something out of this, otherwise Cynthia is going to fucking kill me.
Yep. All right. Meanwhile, is Cynthia going to rejoin the group after checking in with Hecate?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Is there anything in specific you wanted to like roleplay with her conversation with Hecate, or just gonna relay everything that's happened, basically?
I think she gives her a higher level overview just because there's some emotional baggage there that now doesn't feel like the right time for.
Okay.
Also, she'd rather do that in person where there aren't certain eavesdroppy teammates around.
Well,
She, of course, does not know that Joe is not there.
correct, yes. But it's, I mean, yes, the warehouse is big, but there aren't a whole lot of hiding spots. So when you come out of the communications room, it's pretty apparent that Joe is not there.
We're missing someone.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. We're missing.
Coyote went to go to the little werewolves room.
Didn't Parkelia join us here too?
Yeah, where's Pangelia? We're missing 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we should have 9. 10. We should have more people here. Not counting the scientist.
Yeah.
It's not unlike Parhalia to do what she wants.
Is it unlike-
Wait, question. Is Henry still here?
Yes.
I think at that point, Echo looks
It's-
over, sees Henry there, and is like, narrows her eyes. Well, that
Where is
rules
it?
out one reason he could have left.
Like Coyote to do what he wants.
Yeah, sometimes he gets a bug up his tail, and
Does he have a tail? Is that
we're
been
not sure,
confirmed?
but I'm just assuming that there's at least a metaphorical tail.
Echo knows.
Anyway.
What was he hyper fixating on before when we last saw him?
Well, there was the sandwich talk, and then
Beyond sandwiches.
yeah, before
Hot
that,
dogs.
he overheard Cynthia or Echo talking to her sister.
That
And
was like hours ago.
About what?
he wanted to know. Well, he asked me if I thought that your dad would have done this on purpose to your sister, and I was like, well, he did it to you, so like I really can't rule anything out at this point. And then he was like, yeah, but he was so angry to the police. And I'm like, yeah, but he's like a schemer and a liar. It could have been a show. I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not he was in cahoots or they were going up against him. But he was really fixated on whether Normal was screwing your dad over.
I don't see why it's his business or why he cares.
Well, I do have some things that I think that we should address with him, because you don't just like read our thoughts whenever you want. Like, you ask permission. I feel like I know that he can't control the hearing, but like,
Maybe we should get him some earplug.
or
Ear
like,
protection would be good anyway when we're out zipping around blowing things
yeah,
up.
he could also, like ignore it and not. I mean, maybe he can't. That might be the problem, actually, now
Stuff
that you
cotton
mention
in
it.
his ear.
I don't suppose he mentioned why. He asked you a question about my father's actions and motivations and not me.
No, that would have been a great question for me to ask him in the future. If he asks me any more questions, I will do that. I didn't think of it at the time. Instead, I engaged him in a debate about sandwiches
And hot dogs.
and hot
I
dogs.
would like to ask, are the scientists within hearing range of this conversation?
We probably not.
We would have left the room if they
Okay.
were stirring.
Yeah.
I would say that if they
I
were
mean-
stirring,
You're in a warehouse. It's pretty open.
okay, we would have
Yeah,
at least went
Echo
to
would have been in
another
like
side and been
the only
quiet.
office.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We could also retcon and say it's all telepathic.
yes, if that's cool, whatever. I feel like Echo is smart enough to have thought of this through. Well, Roxy wouldn't if it was up to
Echo is,
Roxy.
I am not.
But you're supposed to be a brain cell.
We did not bring our collective brain cell to this game, folks. We have lost
meow.
it temporarily. We don't know where it
Meow.
is. None of us has it. So
Blondie has it.
Blondie took the
Blondie
brain
ate it.
cell. Fuck.
Yeah.
coming up?
Blondie ate it.
Thought you were getting a PhD in the brain cell. What is this?
Ah,
Bree normally has the brain cell, but like sometimes she just like throws it to one of us. So,
Yeah.
My
Oh,
brain cell has
Blondie.
been on leave since turning in my dissertation thing.
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
That's valid. And congratulations on that. Yay.
We've all been punting the brain cell back and forth, and no one's taking ownership of
I
it.
feel like
Wait,
someone
I don't
threw it at
want
me
that.
at one point and it just kind of like ricocheted off my head and I skipped
God.
over and fell into a ditch.
telepathically.
What?
I'll also add, he did ask if you had to choose, if you, Echo, had to choose one, would you choose to take down your dad or Normal? And I said both, and he said that wasn't an option, which I thought is ridiculous because,
Yeah, I choose option C in both.
yeah. So
Did
I
he
says the
define
bigger
take
threat.
down?
We had we were in this hypothetical scenario, one would have to be the focus, and we would have to let the other go.
I don't think that that's true. We could take one out. I mean, we could take John out through more public means, like through media and like revealing dirty secrets or whatever. But like normal, I feel like we're gonna have to use more muscle. So we could take both out, especially if we can get normal down and then we can get them to testify against John for something, you know? And then maybe we can bring him to justice through legal means. Wow, this is very. I feel like I've been talking to Uncle Paulie a lot.
Yes,
apparently.
yes, you have.
I don't understand the question. You can dismantle an organization.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of my father permanently except by killing him.
Or
And I
putting him
don't
in
do that.
jail. Putting him in jail.
Not even that.
Really?
He owns the courts. Or at least has enough of them in his pocket that it doesn't matter.
What if we get rid of them too? Put them in jail too.
There's a whole lot of.
Anarchy and
That's-
halcyon.
Anarchy.
I
And
hear
an
that the French
entire
actually
city
have a good way to
reform
deal
that
with
I
this.
don't know if we're fully ready for.
They call it the guillotine. 50s, and they're still using it.
Viva la revolution!
We don't kill.
What?
Are you really
One
killing
rule.
if someone else pulls the trigger, though?
What?
Yes.
What if we throw him through a portal? Pharaoh.
That was like leaving him for dead. That's more or
Yeah,
less the
that's-
same thing.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
Morally,
well,
maybe a little better, but it's still very gray.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, unless we can get the public to attend against John and all his allies.
Why is he asking this question?
I don't know.
Does he doubt my priorities in this?
I don't think so.
You know, I think sometimes Coyote just wants to feel like he has a plan and he can enact it, right? And like we know that feels great to be the hero and stuff, but I think sometimes, especially when his self-esteem is low, he needs a hero win and he wants it for himself, and I'm not sure if this is that or if he really
So
is
that begs the
in-
question, though.
doing things in the best
what
interest of the team.
is his plan?
It's
I
late.
don't-
Maybe he went on
nothing
patrol.
good.
Patrol, not patrol. It's a different thing.
Was gonna ask if Echo could roll for assess the situation, because I'm not entirely sure how she would be thinking about all of this.
Yeah.
Today on I Cause Problems on Purpose.
As a player, I love that. As a character, I'm going to break my no-kill rule for you.
As a character, Sylvie's really happy. She's no longer at the top of Echo's shit list.
That's her number
To be fair, she
one-
hasn't been for a little while.
number one
She
resident
doesn't
in the
know that.
She
doghouse
doesn't know
now.
that, though. This is the first confirmation she has that someone's
Sylvie believed
replaced
that
her.
she was number one in the doghouse. Now we know that it is in fact Coyote.
You're welcome, I guess.
Yes, you can roll assess the situation.
You are bringing the lesbian
Well,
molecule closer
make it work.
together. So thanks for that.
By the property of being the common enemy, I guess.
But yeah, by making all of the biker gang
8.
lesbians mad at you. Yeah. Smart idea, dude.
Okay.
Will not backfire.
Hmm.
I love Joe's gumption.
Given that she doesn't know what he's doing.
Hmm.
What here can I use to figure out what the fuck he's doing? If anything. The answer can always be no, of course.
Echo knows that Sarah's also not here. So you could use your communicator to contact Sarah.
I was about to say we can. If a little searching, his communicator is on a table somewhere, if I
Yes.
remember right.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask where, remind me like where he left that.
On a workbench, which I
Is
imagine
it in
would
a place that's visible?
It's
I think it'd be easily visible
Yeah.
with some searching. Like if you were just like glancing around the space, you might not notice it, but if you're actually walking around, you
I wouldn't
probably
have left it like in the open, but like if you turned like the right corner, it's just like laying there on the table.
Yeah.
Would we say that they find it then?
Yeah, I think you could.
Okay. Okay, she was originally thinking of just fucking calling him and seeing if she could scare the info out of him, but finds the communicator, looks at it for a moment.
Anger building.
I have a bad feeling about this. So we're going to call Parhelia.
Oh, this timing could be great.
I
Yeah.
yeah, send the message.
Mhm.
Or ping her, I guess, whatever the method is.
Kata, you would probably hear like the faintest beeping coming from Barhelia's equipment, and she taps a button and says in a very soft voice, one Echo would recognize as her, similar to like when she's on a job and she's being stealthy and quiet, to avoid detection. She just says, "Parhelia here."
Echo to Parhelia. You haven't seen a certain wayward team member of mine, have you?
Parhelia's eyes catch to the side for Coyote's crouched. And
I feel like Joe's initial expression is like, "You brought your communicator," just like anger, and then he hears that over the line, and his ears just go.
A slow smile just stretches across her face. Yes. Actually, in fact, I have eyes on him now.
All right. I can't help but notice that he left his communicator here, which suggests to me he's doing something that is inadvisable. Where is he?
Somebody is in trouble. Bad dog.
He's concocted a harebrained scheme. To ambush a certain political figure.
The fuck? What kind of an ambush?
So much for stopping me,
Going down
So
with
if he's
you.
planning to attack him, I don't think that's going to get very far.
Parhelia rolls her eyes at you, Coyote. Not a physical attack, more trap him in a room and try and get some answers, that sort of thing.
What did we just say about torture?
Wasn't planning on using torture.
Why don't you enlighten me as to this harebrained scheme of his? And also, perhaps, how he knows where my house is. Actually, I don't think she told me that. So.
She never said they were
Okay.
at the house. Just that they
Okay.
were gonna try and ambush him so he could be anywhere.
So why don't you enlighten me as to his harebrained scheme? He's planning to trap a public figure in a room. What happens then?
Apparently he was gonna try and talk to him.
About?
My guess is all the normal bullshit. Try and turn them against each other.
Who?
Turn the councilman against normal. Drag it out publicly.
Give me the.
She thinks back to the conversation that Joe apparently overheard with her and her sister. Fucking God. You know what?
Do you want to talk to him?
I'm sure.
I'm gonna say
Out of nowhere, Roxy
Parhelia's-
pulls some snacks out of her pocket and just starts handing
The portal
baggies
popcorn?
of snacks. Yeah, there's popcorn in the baggies to Elena and
broken up
Sylvie.
breadsticks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And just starts eating it.
So
Like,
because this is intensely entertaining, I'm gonna say Parhelia has hers souped up where she does have a like sort of 1950s version of AirPods and just pulls out one into Joe so she can
Yeah.
continue
Love
to
it.
listen
Oh
in.
my God.
Oh, we
and
should've
she
sent
finds
her
a bag of
snacks.
popcorn in her pocket and starts eating it.
How come you got the cool one? That's not. Whatever.
She likes her more.
She's
all
the
just-
favorite.
We
is
just
the
all
favorite.
stash snacks in our pockets.
My God.
I need
Sylvie
to-
is
In
Look,
anticipation of drama.
I need
Yes.
my hands free when I'm on a job.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvie is suiting up in anticipation of a murder. So
Which side are you on?
And I'll say, Cindy, you can hear this banter and Parhelia adds, I guess, more proof that I apparently have rich kid energy.
Sorry, okay? And I feel like there's sounds of fumbling as like it's too small to just like fit in the wolf
Damn.
ear.
He's just like so far in the doghouse and just keeps getting his ass like checked in further. It's amazing.
I feel like eventually he just asks Flint to like hold it in his ear.
Meanwhile, in the back of her mind,
I love that
Parhelia is
mental image.
thinking about is decades ahead of time, thinking concocting Bluetooth earbuds.
Yeah.
I love it. She saw a glimpse of the future when she went through that portal.
Bluetooth and Blackberries. This is it. My
Oh my
legacy.
Watch Coyote here.
Hello, watchdog.
Hi.
Care to enlighten me as to what exactly you're trying to accomplish here?
I've got a hunch that your sister's right.
About
About your dad not asking for her to be taken. And if I'm right, Normal just pissed him off.
I am getting real sick of you eavesdropping on my conversations.
That's fair.
All right. Let's play this out then. Normal pissed him off. So you plan to do what exactly? To use that to your advantage.
It's not just that. He's also pissed the public off with his stance. And now I can offer him the chance to kill two birds with one stone by helping the heroes take down the bad guys. He gets to be a public hero, and normal is taken off the table.
In theory, that plan has merit. How do you plan to convince him that he should give up the voting block that keeps getting him into office in order to go along with this? He runs every time on anti-superhero sentiment, and it gets him elected every time. If those people aren't voting for him, is he expecting to take voters from, let's say somebody who's more likable, who has a pro-power stance? Or is he going to go right back to doing what he does? Would that be consistent enough? Would voters still vote for him? What are you going to do when he asks you that question?
Tell him that if it wasn't for us, God knows what would be happening to his daughter right now.
He is not a man often inspired by loyalty or debts or honor. Let me put it this
What
way.
about revenge?
Perhaps. I'm not about to try to stop you. I don't frankly think there's anything I can do at this point. So, that makes my priority stopping you from being eaten alive. And stopping you from, I don't know, putting your foot back in your mouth for the 100th time and somehow revealing that his second daughter and I are the same person. Do you know how hard my life will be if you somehow reveal that?
I had a plan for that.
Oh?
Well, we were already talking to people who had loved ones missing. I don't think it would have been much of a stretch for you to come about Rebecca.
All right.
I know I'm not really great at plans. He sort of like hisses at Parhelia a little bit. But I at least thought that through.
You know your way around a football play. You don't know your way around a chessboard. Let me put it this way then. If I were going to endorse this plan, I wouldn't send you alone.
I mean, I'm not.
Right. We're talking about that later.
For the record, I didn't convince her. She just kind of came with.
This plan is stupid. If it works, that's fantastic. If it doesn't work, there are varying degrees of fucked that are going to result from it. And most of those degrees will directly affect me. The reason why I don't let the team get too close to my father, pranks notwithstanding, is because I don't want to complicate my life more than necessary. I enjoy not having to deal with him on a daily basis. I enjoy not having him in my business. I enjoy it when he doesn't fucking remember that I exist. Don't bring my name into this. At all, either. So, do your little plan. I hope for your sake and for my sake, for all our sakes, that it works. But if it doesn't, and I find out that somehow you revealed my identity to him, you won't like what happens next.
And I figured that was just going to result from however this went, so that's honestly an improvement.
Well, I'm certainly not happy with you, whatever results from this.
Yeah.
Going behind my back and all.
And if I had just suggested this, would you have gone with it?
I think I'd have given you a chance to convince me. But now we'll never know. Recently, you took me to task for not being open with people. I don't think it should be much of a revelation that you're a hypocrite.
I'm well aware. But
Well, that's an improvement.
in this instance, I saw a chance to do the wrong thing for the right reason. Should basically be the motto of this team.
Like I said, I'm not going to try to stop you.
I'm not a hypocrite.
Thank you,
Roxy.
Roxy.
With popcorn in her mouth.
You can't trust him. He might make you promises. He might agree to your plan. You can't trust him. You need to remember that if you're going to make it through this. Use his motivations against him. Use what he wants against him. Don't trust a fucking word out of his mouth.
All right.
Then good luck. You're gonna need it. She hangs up.
I am so fucking dead.
But you knew that to begin with, didn't you?
Just hope when all this is over, she sees that this was a good play.
I think what Parhelia will hear,
Ooh.
presumably after he is given this back,
Mm-hmm.
is leave the line open, huh? I'm dying to know what happens.
Is that her?
Just some parting words. Nothing you need to worry about.
Right. Ankle's cramping. Have you just sit like this?
You're not very flexible, are you?
I'm a quarterback. What do you think?
Try yoga sometime.
What does yogurt have to do with this?
Wow, you're X must really love himbos.
I mean, I don't know if she's she's kind of where.
Hmm?
What the fuck do you care?
Oh, please go on.
You know, every time you do something that makes me like you make me like you a little less. Like next sentence.
Well, I did bring you here, didn't I? So
Apparently, you're a favorite. You have the cool. What even are those? I'd say they're headphones, but it's like it's not. It doesn't even have like a center thing.
think of it as a similar receiver as to how the communicators work with each other, but it's connects to divides the input from the output. I'm using two big words, aren't I?
Yep. Yeah, figure it out later.
Anyway, as far as whatever you say the favorite is, maybe if you stopped pissing Cynthia off, you would get some cool tech too.
Trying to be nice. She's got enough on her fucking plate as is. Seems like the whole universe conspires against her sometimes. I mean, obviously this isn't like the best situation, but what the fuck else am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Talk to your team.
I feel like he just sort of turns to look at her. Talk with Cynthia.
No, I mean the whole team. Yes, Echo's a part of this, but it's also not just the two of you working together. There's three other people. Actually, hell, you have a shit ton of allies in the backseat anyway. Why are you so gung-ho to go out and solve these problems on your own when you have an enormous amount of resources?
Listening into this through the comm, what you'll hear what she hears over the comm is it's this fucking lone cowboy complex.
And in the background, she'll hear Roxy choking on popcorn. Just fucking choking.
Elena's smacking her back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sylvie gets another hand on her to heal.
Yeah. My God.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
I'd just like to be the solution instead of the problem for once, all right?
Causing so many problems.
I'm trying to fix them.
Do you have any concept of interpersonal problems though?
I don't even know what that word is.
You and Echo fighting is a problem between two people. Yep. Following me there? That is
We're
a
fighting?
problem.
But I'm not fighting her. What?
What the fuck was that?
Me kind of accepting my doom?
Yeah, okay, so your impending doom is a problem. Yes, we can recognize that. That's a problem. God, why am I trying to play the therapist today? This is Jesus. You're creating problems for yourself by getting people mad at you, by going out and doing these things to solve other problems.
Yeah, I guess that's right. I'm making some progress, I guess. Kinda. Occasionally.
Is that worth it? Is it worth it that eventually acting on your own like this could be the last straw and Echo kicks you off the team or has nothing wants nothing else to do with you? Because there's gonna come a point where she's not gonna put up with it anymore. So you may be in a little bit of a hot water, but we can still leave and go talk to everyone and actually figure out a plan that utilizes all of the resources you have at hand. And I could leave that choice up to you, or since we're having this lovely push-pull dynamic of you not knowing whether you love me or hate me or not, I could just box you up right now and ship you back off to the warehouse.
See, this is why you've got rich kid energy, because you're right, but you sound like an asshole when you're right.
Growing up on the streets.
Well, being a dick. Now, come on, let's get out this fucking window.
Parhelia very slowly lowers the shield back to the ground and will quietly shut the door to the study.
Take the file back off the desk.
Yeah, she flicks off the lights, and then I think at that point you probably hear John Evans's voice down the hallway.
Hold up a hand. I just tell her to silently stop, and I'll listen in.
He's calling over his shoulder to the others. And it's like, I just want to finish up some paperwork for the morning. I'll be done soon. So you run to the window?
Yeah, quietly, but yes.
Yeah, okay. Since you went to pick up the file, you probably have a little bit of a head start against Parhelia and get over to the window. And can pull open the curtains. She goes ahead and generates a shield outside of the window. So you can... Do you jump out to get on it?
Yeah, no, help her get out, but I will close the window and try to leave like a crack in the curtains as best I can.
Actually, as you are on the shield and turning around to reach a hand for her, you hear the doorknob turn, but so does she. And she gestures at you to close the window, like shut the curtains, close the window, and you see her generate another shield and quickly like rise up to the ceiling.
Yep. But I'm definitely like pulling on the edge of it, just like...
Yeah. The door... You hear the door open, the handle turn, the door opens, and the light flicks on. There's a little sliver that peeks through the curtain. And Yeah, John Evans just kind of like sighs, and you hear probably like either like his shoulders or his neck crack as he tries to work out some of the tension. And I think with the barest sliver, you can see him walking towards the desk, and he comes. Can you hear the rain?
No.
Okay, because it's raining and it's really loud against the window, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's audible or not.
Doesn't come through.
But he turns the chair and sits in the chair and like pulls up against his desk. Just kind of sits there for a minute. But he does eventually sigh and pulls out a drawer on the side of his desk and pulls out a file folder and sets it on the desk. Can't really see anything from the brief glimpse you got of it, but he flips it open and grabs a pen and starts making some notes, doing some paperwork.
Take like a break from looking at him to look up at the ceiling, where I assume Parhelia is just like pancaked at the moment.
A little bit. She's on her shield. I mean, even I don't know what Joe was expecting, but she looks like she's the image of calm.
He's nervous as shit because he's never done with something like this.
I think, yeah, she probably glances in your direction. To you, it feels like you're making eye contact, but you could probably guess from her position and the light being on the room, she can't actually see what's in between the curtains. But she slowly starts creeping along the ceiling towards the wall where the window is. And you see as she gets over to the wall, the size of the shield shrinks until it's a very small square that her feet just barely fit on. She carefully starts descending along the wall. There's, fortunately, because of how much John Evans is compensating for everything, the desk is not right up against the window. So there's at least a couple feet of space there. But you see as Arhelia's feet come into view, like right in front of you. And do you have your hands like on the windowsill, or are you sitting further back?
Probably have them like behind the curtains on like either side so I can just like peek over in the middle.
She has her back to you and will kind of like wave a hand, trying to indicate for you to like back up or make space, something.
He'll like quietly dig a little bit and clamber to the side.
Okay. And she gives it a few seconds, and then slowly starts to back her way up towards the curtains and the window, and then John Evans's chair creaks and she pauses. And he turns slightly to the left and pulls open a drawer and rummages around inside. Arhelia continues to slowly back up and slips through the curtains before she makes the shield she's on disappear. So she drops pretty quickly and then creates another one that she lands on. again, barely making a sound. And then she'll look up at you, and create a second shield underneath you.
She'll step onto it. And he's silently wondering if she can also hear his heartbeat through his chest right now.
She, instead of following her path, she lifts your shield up and takes you up over the rooftop of the manor, and she comes around the side and joins you up in the sky, and the two shields like fuse together into one big platform as she zooms off back towards the warehouse.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So, what was he working on?
I look like normal referendum, that's the word. It looks like a normal like referendum proposal.
Wait, like normal as in like average, or normal as in
Average, not the stupid organization. Mundane. Average
okay.
political bullshit work. I don't think he would keep anything pertaining to normal just in his desk where anyone could access it.
That's what I figured, because well, I'm guessing Cynthia's done something similar to this already.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Ugh. I feel like he just sort of flops backwards onto the shield.
Oh yeah.
I am not
Clearly
designed for this shit.
clearly your first time. Gets easier.
How do you stay so calm?
I've robbed some of the most high-profile museums. This is nothing.
It's still dubiously okay. I think I forgot about that. Oh, God. Thanks, by the way. Thanks for making me not the problem for once.
You're welcome. But there's not always going to be someone looking out for you. So.
That's not true. I got this little guy.
I don't recall your little het stepping in at all to stop you.
I can't talk. You can't talk, can you?
Blah.
I think that's a no.
Could have bit your ear.
You know, in comparison to a lot of how a lot of coyote stories go, is markedly a better outcome here. Yeah, most of them he ends up dead.
Well. Let's try and not have you end up the same way.
I'd appreciate that. I can't hide all my organs in my tail to keep from dying. I don't think anyway. Huh.
So that's something you want to test out?
Not really, but huh. I always kind of thought that thing was just a little pain in the ass, literally, but as a side note, I do believe the comm line is still open, so the entire team just got confirmation that Joe has a tail.
I feel like there's money exchanged between at least a couple
Yes.
of
Oh my
them.
god.
I feel like Roxy's collecting some money.
Elena didn't bet.
definitely-
Never make a bet you know you're not gonna win.
Sylvie definitely did, but it's fairy gold, so who knows how long it's gonna last.
It just disappears out of Roxy's pocket, so fine, she'll forget about it later anyways.
Well, good news is I don't think Sylvie's on top of Cynthia's shit list anymore.
I think the fact that any of the members of the team are on her shit list is the problem.
Have you ever been on her shit list?
I don't know. Would she? Cynthia? Would she remember?
When she and Cynthia first met, they did not get along
Okay.
for backstory reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, initially, yeah.
How'd you get off it?
Let's just say a lot happened.
I can't take a whole lot more. I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. It feels like a lot happens every other day.
Eventually, you just gotta start going with it.
Ugh.
Look,
Yeah, that's what me and my therapist are working on.
the world never slows down. You just gotta choose what to prioritize.
Yeah. You know, maybe this is too personal a question. You can tell me to shut up if you want to, I guess, but
I'm tempted to, regardless.
I guess it wouldn't really be hard for you to just, like, form a shield inside of my mouth, couldn't you?
You know, of all the things you could have suggested, why'd you go straight for the mouth?
Gagging.
Because that's how you shut people up. You, like, put stuff in their mouth.
Oh, so that's what you're doing. Okay. Coyote, I'm learning so much about you.
Okay, getting back on topic. Why aren't you one of the good guys? I mean, yeah, the whole stealing thing is, like, not great, but I mean, Hecate is considered not a good guy by some assholes out there.
Because the ideas of the good guys and bad guys are usually established by the people in power. People in power don't like that I'm stealing priceless artifacts from their museums and returning them to the people they rightfully belong to.
I feel like that gets Joe to, like, prop himself up on an elbow. Wait, what?
You ever heard of a little thing called the British Museum?
I don't think that's a little thing, but yeah.
Do you think how likely do you think it is that they acquired all of those Egyptian artifacts by legal and appropriate means? Important cultural significance. They just put on display for tourists. Brings them a lot of money.
I think an ever so slightly jaded appearance creeps into Joe's face. Well, considering what some of the folks in Arizona have done with Navajo stuff, pretty high chance.
Yeah. So I'm
you
a bad
don't-
guy because I'm essentially robbing museums of things that make them money. I mean, I do other stuff too, but
Oh. There it is again. And here I was like, oh, so you're actually like giving things back to people who like should have them.
somewhat. Yes, the artifacts go back to their cultures, but here and there I lift some expensive pieces of jewelry. I don't charge countries for the return of their artifacts. I need to make a living somehow. Plus, taking advantage of rich assholes who want me to steal the same thing back from each other. Great way to make a good payday.
But just get an actual job. Markedly less chance of death doing that.
All right. Let me ask you something. If you had to give up being a superhero and go work a 9-to-5 office job, can you honestly tell me that you wouldn't want to scratch your own skin off at the thought of that?
Just for establishing something that's probably about to come out of Joe's mouth here. Can Henry also hear in on this open comm line that Cynthia's got going?
If she's there.
I'm like,
If she
I'm pretty
wants
sure
to.
the girls probably invited her
Well-
over for popcorn.
Are you doing this in the communications room, or are you out in the middle of the warehouse having like listening and all this stuff?
I think she probably went to the comm room because she knew she was going to give Joe something but dressing down.
Okay.
Didn't really want to do that in front of literally everybody.
Yeah.
Though she,
think-
of course, wasn't going to kick her team out for eating popcorn while watching.
Yeah, I think if that was the case and it was more of a slowly the rest of the team trickled in, Henry probably wouldn't be there.
Slowly.
Just because she made a comment that's going to relate to this, so I was wondering if she was going to hear it there.
Okay.
Honestly, go back like 2-3 weeks from today, and I would have said I would have taken the 9-to-5. I've kind of been a hero because, yeah, I want to do the right thing, but also, well, wasn't really born with powers like a lot of you guys. I got stuck with them, and a massive, terrifying cult leader along with him. He sort of like studies the back of his hand. But now I'm sort of stuck like this. And in some ways I don't like it. I'd like to get back to my life at some point. But I feel more me now. Just weird. Because I don't even know what 90% of me does now. But even just like making it rain just feels right. Just using these powers feels right. So I guess yeah. It's probably a fair bit incentive to just use them for the sake of using them.
I think she glances over at you before turning her attention back to this navigating the city. She says, "You know, little piece of wisdom. It's not about the powers that you're stuck with, so to speak. It's about how you use them." And as she's saying that, I think she sounds a little distant. Cynthia would probably pick up on what she's thinking about.
Joe sort of comes out of the thoughtful mood a little bit, responds with, I mean, there's also places where you could have a job and use your powers, though, I guess. Especially you. I mean, hell, you remade your organs temporarily. Still wild that you pulled that off, by the way.
Desperate times. Like I said, not about the powers you're stuck with, or I guess the preconceptions of what your powers can do. It's how you use them.
I mean, you'd be great in, like, rescue work.
I already rescue cultural artifacts.
I meant, like, natural disasters. You could basically be a walking, like, hurricane shelter, dig people out of sandstorms, make boats in, like, a flood. I mean, hell, I'm not really certain what you can't do. I think maybe short of Elena, you may have just like the most raw power out of anyone we know. And you know she's controlling fucking gravity.
Yeah, maybe.
And I know I'm some apparently backwards guy for thinking that the right thing is the right thing, but I'm not saying that what you're doing isn't necessarily worth doing, even if I don't necessarily approve of some of it, but you are also uniquely in a position to decide who you are from here on out. So, I don't know. Maybe at least pretending to be a hero wouldn't be too bad of a thing.
I'm not much one for playing pretend.
Sort of like being a thief.
I think at that point, what she'll hear on the other end, because Echo's growing increasingly frustrated with this line of conversation, is you can always choose who you are. But why should that choice be beholden to what he thinks or what the powers that be think? Who decides what's good and what's bad? I think you're perfect just the way you are.
She was listening in the entire time, wasn't she?
You just see the corner of Parhelia's mouth quirk up in a smile.
Roxy's just eating. Yeah, we all were, buddy.
You think I'd fall unconscious if I jumped off this platform right now?
I'd catch you.
Asshole.
Probably not.
I
She
feel
Why
said
like
not, buddy?
threateningly.
Sylvie gives Cynthia a little like nudge and a smile after that whole statement. And
Cynthia will nod back.
doesn't like invade her space too much because she's going through a lot right now, but just to say you have my support kind of thing and everything.
Cynthia will just the smile she gives Sylvia is just very warm. And over the comms you will hear. Maybe if you didn't eavesdrop on so many conversations, I wouldn't have kept the line open.
ETA
Roxy's just
5
like,
minutes.
Cheer about is fair play.
Parhelia will say, just a couple blocks away. And we'll actually cut the line and look over her shoulder and slow down a little bit on the approach. Meet your gaze, Coyote, and say, it's okay to be vulnerable with them. Weakness isn't a measure of worth.
Not really sure I have much of a choice at this point. I'm probably gonna get locked in one of those cells with those stupid scientists.
I wouldn't be so sure. You'll probably get a couple slaps on the wrist, but you didn't go through with your plan, right?
Not for lack of trying.
I didn't force you to leave. Yes, I made an argument. And I reasoned what would probably be in your best interest, but you could have stayed. Even when he showed up as we were leaving, you could have done something.
Not gonna lie, I was considering maybe a dramatic entrance, but you were also in the firing line, so I figured that was a bad idea.
I don't need you to protect me.
That's true, but also I wouldn't really trust myself to not be staring at the ceiling. Like you
think
said, it was my first time.
she slows down and comes to a stop, just the shield hovering in the air. And turns to you and gets like, right up in your face. I don't need you to protect me.
All right. Sorry.
And she'll slowly pull back and zoom around like the next building and come to land on the sidewalk in front of the like next to the warehouse. End of the line.
I feel like as we're making that final little stretch, Joe just like exchanges a look with Flint with like, what the hell was that?
You'd think he'd be more used to being around scary women by now, but
Or he wasn't expecting it in this particular instance.
Not at the moment necessarily, but in the time before he comes in, Echo was gonna talk to Sylvie about something.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There's time for
Sylvia.
that now, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go for
if
it.
we have time.
I say having been cut off and no longer getting to eavesdrop on whatever the hell that was.
Maybe Joe will ask you about it.
She is thinking about the comments about her shit list and Sylvie no longer being at the top of it. And doesn't like that's an accurate statement, but also she wasn't considering Sylvie on her shit list that much, really, anyways, at this point. Anyways, probably just pulling her aside to talk to her in a separate area just because, yeah.
Sylvia will follow if given that Cynthia is indicating that she wants to speak with her.
Yeah. In the room, she's kind of just quiet for a moment. You haven't been at the top of my shit list for a while now. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. I'm still angry. I'm always angry. But I love you more. And it's important to me that you know that. And at that point, since I believe she is aware of like the spreading doom on her Sylvie's hand, she kind of just takes it and has it like visibly increased.
I think it's slightly increased, but as of this moment, it's not.
Okay, so not like
terribly.
Yeah. So she kind of just like, if you let her, will take your hand in both of hers, runs her thumb over it, kisses the back of your hand, just because vibes. Says, you're more important. And I know we've been distracted, but if you know how to fix this, or have any idea where we can start, just say the word.
Sylvia will give a slight smile and squeeze Cynthia's hand and say, I don't have an idea yet, but I will tell you. I will tell everyone as soon as I have any inkling of how to pursue this. And I've never doubted your feelings and your love, nor have I ever expected you to grow past that anger, and you're entitled to have that emotion. And I love you too, and I appreciate you being here. If anyone can find a way through whatever this is. It's this team. And I couldn't be in better hands.
Whatever it takes. I'm not losing you. She'll give her a kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like Roxy's over there, like cuddling with Elena and feeding her popcorn, and like sees them kiss, and then like a little tear like comes down her eye, and she's just like, "Do you think that we can all go home tonight?"
Oh my god.
Aw.
Sylvie's dragging Cynthia over for popcorn and cuddles. Like everyone. It's not an option at this point.
Yeah, she'll go
Seems
along.
perfect.
We might
I
have
feel
to
like you
bury
get-
Coyote, so maybe not going home.
No,
I feel
he
like you
can
get
stay in
5
the
sec-
base. We can go back to the penthouse.
I feel like you get 5 seconds of the entire polycule, like cuddles and popcorns before Coyote
He
walks
like
in.
barges
Yeah.
in, and they're like all like holding each other, and it's
No,
very
I feel
sweet.
like in the like Sylvie probably hears the door open and she goes and finds like a rolling chair so Echo can spin around um with Freya on her lap, like in people masturbate.
Oh my god. I will say that she was planning for a less cliche entrance, but I like that enough that I think she'd be like, yeah, fuck it, that's funny.
Fuck it, this is hilarious. And I think Roxy just continues to feed people popcorn and
So,
herself.
Presumably Sylvia's like the glitter variant of like a white Persian cat.
Yes.
Just stroke glitter.
Yes.
Why do I feel like Elena has like collected some popcorn into like a ring and it's just like slowly orbiting her head and she just
Oh
kinda,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
love that.
yeah, Joe will sheepishly shuffle in.
Cordelia
Roxy
does
just,
not
like-
immediately follow.
Roxy has her arms crossed and she looks like a disappointed Italian mother.
You
Looks
do see-
suspiciously like Mama DeMarco when she's disappointed.
Yes. You do see Cynthia turn around with Sylvie in her lap just dramatically.
Joe's thought bubble. I'm so fucking dead.
The worst thing
But
that
not as-
Roxy can be is disappointed.
I feel like with the amount of time you've just spent one-on-one with Sarah, you now have a little Sarah voice in the back of your head that just goes, but not as dead as you could have been.
Could have been worse.
What Echo will say is, I'm glad you're okay. And I wish you'd make better choices. It's not a bad plan. But we need to think it through first.
Yeah.
He's not a
and
man that's easy to manipulate.
There's gotta be a plan and a coordinated effort. And I can't believe that after all that we've been through, that you just went off and did that.
Okay.
I
This
thought
is
that we were
me.
making progress.
This is me saying yes. With caveats. Many, many caveats. But I am saying yes.
But yeah, we are making progress just on
On
a
the
different end.
condition that you work with us to do this. I don't want you to get hurt.
I feel like Joe is genuinely at a loss for words for a second and then just sort of stutters out. Don't you hate him?
Yes. But I'm a pragmatist at heart.
True.
I one of the reasons why Hecate is not in the public eye very often is that half of our contacts are villains. They're useful. And often they're friends. She knows how to do what needs to be done. And that's a skill I learned from her. And I'm not happy about this. The very thought of this plan makes me want to claw my skin off. But you make a good point. It's pragmatic. And it's probably the fastest way to get what we want. To the question that you asked, Elena. If it's one or the other, it has to be normal. Taking down somebody like my dad takes a gentler touch. That's not something this team is well equipped to do. So, let's make a plan.
Okay. Joe is so confused.
First, if we can get any interesting information from these scientists, we should. The more information, the more comprehensive the plan, the better chance of it working and not blowing up in all of our faces. The better chance he doesn't decide to target our team specifically and hunt us down.
Yeah, okay. I'm not really good with the whole interrogation thing, so I guess that's you guys.
I was planning to sick Roxy on them and then skim their thoughts.
Bad idea. You know, I was telling Coyote that sometimes you gotta send like a really friendly person in who like seems really like maybe good-hearted and genuine and like has no ulterior motives, and then just like read the thoughts, you know? Because there's a lot that they could be thinking, and then they think I'm not a threat because I'm like all cute and small and friendly, you know? Until you piss me off, and then I'll throw you off a building. But you know, whatever.
You have a singular talent for disarming people.
It's true. I'm very good at this.
That is correct.
So, step one. Once we know what they know, the rest of the steps are things we can plan for.
All right.
I'm gonna, just for vibes, I'm gonna say that there's like a chalkboard in here.
I feel like Cynthia has chalkboards at every
Yes,
location
every
associated with
location
her.
has them.
She's
I
got her
imagine
ideas
even the
down.
safe houses have like a chalkboard on one of the walls. Like no art, just a chalkboard.
Look, the warehouse and safe house requirements are
Chalkboard.
first aid kit,
Yep.
emergency food and water,
Mm-hmm.
some basic tech odds and ends.
Yep.
Placement costume, picture of ice cream.
Oh my god.
I think the ice cream is more of a Roxy.
She might bring them to all the
Yeah.
safe houses
Yep.
whenever. I mean, I imagine as of late, she's probably been like asking Cynthia if she can come by only when Cynthia says and bring her ice cream and make sure she's okay. Not invade her space, but just bring ice cream and just say hi.
Cynthia's generally fine with that.
Yeah.
But
She
what
did
she'll
say Cynthia. Cynthia's lived with her for a lot. Like they've lived together. Like this is weird to not be in the same house.
what Cynthia will do though is she'll walk to the chalkboard. I'm gonna say she like puts Valkyrie on her shoulders or something.
Yes.
Which, depending on the size of the cat you've turned into, Cynthia is a short and slight woman. So that could be very funny.
probably
Yes.
Basically, like
sized
it's stole.
appropriately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it's a
gonna
skull.
say she's like a fur scarf draped across your shoulders.
And what she'll do is she'll take a chalk and in the center of the board she'll write John Evans, circle it, draw a line, normal, draw a line, scientists. Put the chalk down.
Mhm.
Everything we know goes here. And then we figure out what we're going to do.
Sounds good.
We need leverage. We need to know his motivations inside and out.
Mhm.
We need to know everything we can if we want to make this work.
I'm gonna need to cook some snacks for the scientists.
I am wildly interested in how this goes.
Me too.
If we're torturing them, should we not feed them then?
Oh no, we're not torturing them.
I thought
I'm
we-
gonna
I'm
go
gonna have
in
Roxy
there.
talk to them.
I'm gonna go in there and be like very motherly and very like kind and welcoming and nice to them. And then
And then I flip them upside down and violently shake them.
maybe let's put that in like the plan. I don't know. What should we put that like plan F? Maybe
I'd like to
Please send
start
the bad cop.
by trying to see if we can catch them off guard. Roxy's
Yeah.
good at that. I'll be
Yeah.
standing by and listening. And if that doesn't work, we go deeper.
I think it will be disorienting for them to wake up in a situation where they think they're going to be tortured and then have somebody be very nice and feed them good food and like make sure that they're all okay. And you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a good starting place.
I
Now,
don't know if this place has an oven, but I think I saw a kiln back there. Might work.
We'll
figure it out.
find something.
we are a team. I'd like your input. Good plan, bad plan, could use additions, subtractions.
My first thought would be Sylvie. I mean, we don't need to pheromone bomb them, but like, if you're trying to disarm them,
Could make them a little agreeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could send in some
Clumsy.
pheromones and then send in nice Roxy and just like overwhelm them with dopamine and serotonin and all that.
Yeah, that can definitely be arranged.
All right. Anything else?
Let's see what dirt these files we grabbed have in them.
We should definitely look at those.
Now you're
files.
speaking my language.
Read the files.
Yeah.
That is Echo's favorite fucking pastime.
Okay.
I feel like Joe takes
Yeah.
the file back out from under his poncho and just slowly slides it back.
Out of sheer curiosity, I want to see what file this was.
He literally
I
just
imagine
grabbed a
like
random
you just
one.
floated over to you and like when you see him slide in, you like telekinesis it over to start reading it.
What was the plan with this?
Just show we had access to normal stuff somewhat already.
Cafeteria expenditure list is certainly damning.
And on that
Oh.
note, I think that's a good place to wrap up our session.
So good.
Joe is so nervous around Cynthia now.
I will offer one more little visual.
Mhm.
And it is after Sarah lands the shield and sort of gestures for Joe to go inside. Once he enters, she floats herself up on top of the warehouse and just makes a little shielded chair for herself and just sits and looks out across the city.
Feel as though I accidentally hit a backstory nerve, and I'm just sitting here like,
He's pissing off all of the really powerful women. Like, I feel like he's doing like a bingo card. Like, he pissed off Roxy
mean,
first. and
to be
then...
fair, that's fitting for a Navajo-inspired coyote, because kind of
And
what Coyote did is just like piss people off.
Rivette. He pissed off
You-
Rivette. He pissed
You
off...
you haven't pissed off Sarah. You have just hit on some trauma.
Hmm.
Unintentionally.
As a player, I desperately want to know what Joe's reaction will be if he ever figures out what that is.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. She was slightly, I mean, she doesn't show that easily, but she was a little tempted to just like blindside him with it. Just to see what would happen.
I would be dying in the best way possible.
Yes.
But I appreciate maintaining the suspense.
Yes.
I keep on feeling like we know the start of the Cynthia story and the end of the Cynthia story, but there's this middle gap that is bothering me.
I didn't
Okay.
write a 62-page backstory, but I did write one that was at least 20 pages.
20 pages? Holy
Actually, let me
shit.
check. How many pages is this?
You guys
Okay.
didn't just make cliff notes and
Correction.
shit like I
It is
did?
actually just 15.
Just 15.
What's
Look
that
at
middle
Maria.
tithe?
Did you
All right.
also only write cliff notes and like give them to Charlie in like a couple of paragraphs? Like,
Yeah, I think maybe I had a couple of pages.
Yeah,
and some
I
of that
had,
was
like-
like
I got a
playbook
couple of
stuff.
Discord messages from Maria.
Yeah.
I think
Charlie's been dealing with my
Vague.
bullshit all session or all campaign. So
Are you like one of those running back stories where it's just like, what if we added this?
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
basically been what this has been.
It's been half that and half me by being like, here's all this stuff about Sylvia you didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
so what
blindsided
I
me
give the
quite a
vibe,
bit.
too. That's Roxy's vibe as well.
I have like more paragraphs on my Google Doc, and I just sent Charlie cliff notes.
Yeah.
Here's her adopted parents' names. Here's
Yeah,
your real
I said-
parents' names.
I said
Space madness.
Space madness, yes.
just random fucking like clone question mark.
Keywords.
Okay. End of session questions.
Oh, the dogs are barking. It's a good
Is
time.
anyone ready to go?
Sure.
I think I am. I will say grow closer to the team, in specific, Sarah.
I was kind of expecting that.
'Cause,
I like that they have a sibling vibe going. Like she's the scary little sister who's definitely not going to
You know,
beat him up.
I'm gonna be honest, I in no way intended this. Weirdly, it kind of resembles the dynamic me and my in real life sister have to some degree.
Amazing.
Love it.
Alrighty.
And I will mark potential.
Okay. Who's next?
I can go next. Roxy feels closer to the team. And I think specifically she's going to say Elena because she hasn't spent a lot of time with Elena lately. And it was nice to get some snuggles in while they were watching their other girlfriends make up. Since that's been awkward for everybody. And difficult, but you know, they're making it work. So yeah. I will say Elena. And I am going to. I think that she feels less guilty now, so she's going to clear guilty.
Okay. Elena does have influence over Roxy, so you get to shift some
do.
labels.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, that's the whole point, is not remembering where
Yeah.
anybody's labels
Yep.
at.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm gonna shift superior down and mundane up.
Superior cannot go down. So I take a condition.
All right. Do you have any
Nothing
marked?
happens. No, you just cleared your condition.
No, I just cleared guilty.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you pick. I don't really know what.
I was gonna say, I think she feels insecure right now.
Okay.
Like they've got this tentative like potential makeup of the polycule, which feels good, but I think she feels like anything could like crumble it
The
again.
first bad thing that happens.
Yeah,
is
so
gonna
I think
destroy
she's
it.
feeling some
Eh.
like insecurity about that.
Okay.
It is with some hilarity that I note that Joe's intentional attempt to fix this was not super successful, and now an offhanded comment did actually manage to fix it somewhat.
I'm not gonna say that he's an idiot, but he's an idiot.
But-
and he is unintentionally helpful or
It's like Mr. Magoo, if he's actually trying, it's not gonna work.
like no, he can't do anything. Well, he has kind of like that Roxy streak where like the only luck that she has sometimes is dumb luck. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I feel like they have a certain like kindred spirit.
Roxy's got
brotherly
dumb luck. Joe alternates between dumb and luck.
Yes. Basically, yes.
Elena's gonna grow closer to Joe because he
Ooh.
did come to her with a problem,
Ooh.
which she
Ooh.
immediately told Cynthia because it was about Cynthia. But
Besides
he
the
didn't
point.
say to not tell her. So
You really do have to specify, Joe. Like,
you got to specify that with teammate girlfriends and the Fae. You got to be.
we do have a
specific.
general open mouth policy. between
Yeah.
girlfriends, so
To be fair, he kind of figured you would tell her anyway. He just kind of knew that he was going to be up Shit's Creek at some point in this plan.
I'm gonna take a potential and clear my 5th track.
Ooh.
I get to scoot ya.
get it, girl.
Time to shift labels, maybe.
We will say savior
Hi, Bone.
down, superior up.
Okay, that can move.
Because he came to you for advice, and you gave
Down,
pretty intelligent advice
superior.
as far as he was concerned.
Up.
But also, it was,
Hi, baby.
in his head, not a very heroic question to
hello.
ask.
Hello. Hi, thank
So
you.
Cynthia's
for
a
the
little
kisses.
annoyed by the fact that question was asked.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Bone. Wait, Bone, come here. It's still on the floor. You can eat it. That.
I can go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been a process deciding what I was going to do.
Mhm.
Because for most of the session, it was going to be grow away from the team because of Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Him making the decision to not go through with it, and the fact that she reluctantly thinks it is actually a good idea, which she is bad about, but that kind of cancels it out. And it would be grow closer to the team because of him, but end of the day, Sylvie's what matters. So growing closer
Aw.
because of
Yeah.
Sylvie.
Aw, okay. Sylvie does have influence.
So,
Oh gosh. I don't.
positive?
You have
You've,
to
You're half in the doghouse.
We brought it back.
He's ass end out the doghouse.
And I am going to use that to clear hopeless
Aw.
because she
Well-
no longer feels that way.
Hopefully, I don't immediately give you a condition because I
We'll
do
find
not
out.
remember where you're at.
Nobody
I
remembers
was-
where
point.
he's
yeah.
at.
I think in the end, Sylvia will see you as savior up and danger down in regards to her situation.
That does in fact give me a condition because Savior's at 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I make an argument for angry because she's so pissed off about Joe doing this?
Sure.
And
That
that it's a
works.
good plan. That pisses her off too.
Yeah, no,
Not
she
only
is
is he stupid, but he's somehow smart in his stupidness.
It's like when Roxy has a really good plan. Like the whole
God damn it, why can't you have one more brain cell to rub together?
well, no,
But
the
thank
amount
God
of
Sarah noticed him leaving.
the amount of smugness that Roxy felt is the most amount of smugness she's ever felt in her life because she doesn't get smug very often. But when Echo was like, "I'm gonna send Roxy," and Roxy like probably smiled at Joe and like was like, "I told ya."
Oh my
She didn't say it out loud, just in her head. But
I guess I'll close this out with a similar. Sylvie grew closer to the team, specifically Cynthia, because it's actually on the upswing finally.
We did it.
And will be clearing guilty. However, again, Doom is slowly inching forward again because Sylvie has
Didn't do anything, yeah.
and is blatantly ignoring that because she doesn't want to think about it. But
it's me with deadlines.
dissociation.
yeah. She learned that from her other girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Don't tell Roxy that Elena taught you to dissociate. She knows that Elena does it.
All right, for labels, I will say she wouldn't admit it, but I think that Cynthia was also a little worried that she'd irrevocably mess things up. That Sylvie didn't love her anymore. So I'm going to say Savior up, danger down.
Savior cannot go up any further, so I will also take a condition.
We're all saviors.
Do you have any marked?
Nope.
If I may play devil's advocate.
Oh?
If you have an idea.
I do. I feel like afraid makes sense because now Sylvie might be feeling there's something to lose if we don't deal with this whole Doom thing.
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking afraid or angry. So
yeah.
I don't think she's really angry yet.
You
haven't given it a face yet. She can't be angry at something.
True.
Give her time.
Maria, did you already go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's everyone.
Good.
Alrighty. Well, what an exciting session.
Good RP.
And it's all my fault.
So as a player, I desperately wanted to see what would happen if you did go through with this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I actually wanted to see Cynthia lose her shit and then like
so close. One of these days.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Joe
plenty more
has had
chances
a
for her to lose her
smidgen
shit.
of character development, so he does have a little bit of enough sense to be
Look
like,
at him, he's got paws. Sorry, that was that was terrible.
I am as a player a little concerned about the claw marks that are now outside of that window, evidence-wise.
talk about it.
I mean, they also didn't have time to close the window, so.
All kinds of fun stuff in there.
And what was Sarah alluding to? Who knows?
I know.
There's so many fucking questions here. All right. Roxy's got smooth brain though. She's just like, hey, maybe we could have the big bed again and all of us could sleep in it. That would be nice.
Sylvie is just thinking, maybe we teach Joe a little bit about crime so he knows how to actually go about doing shadow.
That influenced
God.
what I did with my potential. I'm taking a delinquent move, troublemaker.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Get to add a +2 when I help somebody doing crime.
Sarah puts Joe through crime boot camp.
Yes.
This is amazing.
I love that so much.
But
Do you think
Also-
Roxy would be the hardest to teach crime? But nah, she actually just naturally, it's
It's
very
so
natural
weird.
for
It's
her.
like
Yeah.
a second nature to
Yeah,
her.
it's like it's either genetics or
Uh,
something. I don't know.
weird.
Whatever.
Could be.
Weird.
anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Hope you had fun. This was delightful. I love poking at backstory bears. It's wonderful.
the
It'll be
backstory bear.
We
great.
always
Oh.
choose the backstory bear in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have a good week. Hopefully the weather is nice now that we're getting into summer. And yeah. You can cry all you want down in Florida, man. I'm gonna see warm weather up here.
I am
So
getting a sunburn walking my dog.
Put
put
sunscreen
on
on.
sunscreen.
Put sunscreen.
Wear a hat.
Whitey. Like, what are you doing?
Um,
You don't wear sunscreen every single day, like my
No,
pasty
it's
ass. No,
gross.
you don't.
It feels nasty.
Then find one
Maybe
that doesn't
using
feel
the right
Get the
nasty.
sunscreen.
non-greasy
Yeah.
light stuff.
They make that.
That doesn't
Mhm.
protect.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
does.
does.
It's
I have never
2024.
found a light sunscreen that doesn't turn me lobster red.
anyway,
We're-
we're gonna go
I will
educate
I'll
Crow
send you
on
one.
Crime
good
and
sunscreens
sunscreen.
to
Yeah, we're
use.
going to have to do
Yes.
some
Oh.
skincare boot camp for Crow.
Crime boot camp for Coyote.
For Joe, skincare boot camp for Crow.
I think probably some skincare and hair care boot camps. But anyway, yeah, have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.